The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Monster Energy, DHL, and the United States Air Force.
We're back for the fourth and final day of the challenge season for Call of Duty Mobile here in North America. Now, last week, two teams, Status Quo and Nexus, secured their spots in the challenge finals, while two more spots are still up for grabs. Our remaining four teams will battle it out in the last two matches to see who continues on in the competition. Who will that be? Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snapdragon Pro Series.
Looks like the players are ready. Here we go!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Snapdragon Pro Series. Today is the last day of our challenge season here in NA. We've got lots of exciting matches on the board for you as our last remaining teams are battling out for those two spots in challenge finals. My name is Glitter Explosion, and I'll be your host to walk you through all of the action. And of course, we've got to bring the boys back in as well. We've got Infinity and Ton ready to close out this portion of the regular season. Brody, are you excited for today?
Excited, a little sad, all the emotions going through today, mate. Yeah, last day of regular season. I can't believe it's over already. I said the same thing with Europe. It feels like it's gone by in a flash. It's so quick.
It really has absolutely flown by, but now it's down to our last four teams, Ton. They have to fight for these last two spots. It's been a fun region so far. Are you looking forward to these matches?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. It is always the case when we're over in North America. We do get the competitive games, hoping for very much two more of the same kind of thing here tonight, Lauren.
Well, if you guys are just joining us here for the first time and you're wondering what we're talking about, or if you want to maybe catch up with some of the previous matches or follow us into the future, as we do still have our World Championship at the end of the year. Follow us on social media. We've got X, Insta, and Facebook where you can get all of your updates related to the Snapdragon Pro Series, or you can join us in our Discord at discord.gg/Snapdragon Pro Series. Join our community, talk all things Call of Duty Mobile, and of course, continue to get all of those updates. Now let's take a look at our bracket, because what we did last week week was a little bit confusing. If you didn't join us and you don't know what I'm talking about, we're gonna explain all of it anyways, okay? Because we have a GSL style format here in NA. We had 2 brackets where our 8 teams in the region were divided into 4. We did Group A the first week, Group B the second week. Now in the third week, we did matches from Group A and B respectively to get our first 2 teams in. Now we're doing the last remaining matches, 1 from Group A, 1 from Group B, to get those last 2 teams. You can see I mentioned it was Status Quo that went through from Group A, and it was Nexus that went through from Group B. We're focusing on that lower side of the bracket. It was Kaya Nation and Oris Esports on the Group A side of things, and it will be Tribe versus Hydra here on the Group B side of things. So those are the 4 squads still fighting to see who makes their way through the challenge finals, and then of course who continues trying to get the title for best in the region, Brody, and which team continues through to the World Championship.
Yeah, it's been a really exciting group stage, I think. You know, there's been a few shocks, I think, especially on the Group B side of things. We've talked a lot about how stacked that group actually is and how, you know, Hyperability being able to take maps off teams. We've still got Hydra fighting in the competition. Last week was sick when we had Nexus versus Tribe going head-to-head, the first, like, Titanic matchup of the season. So I think today things are not as settled as things might think they are.
Yeah, we're going to be starting things off with our Group A squad. So we'll have Kaya Nation versus Oris Esports to kick off the day, and then be closing everything out with an absolute banger of a match between Tribe Gaming and Hydra. So hopefully everybody at home is ready to settle in for these 2 matches and see who the remaining teams are that will continue their way through to the next step of the competition. It's been a little while since we've had an opportunity to see these teams compete, obviously, as we went through a couple different moments in the brackets. So it's been a couple weeks since we've seen them play against each other. So we'll start talking about Kaya Nation versus Oris Esports to kick things off here, Ton. Give me a little bit of a recap of what we saw last time.
I mean, look, realistically, these guys coming through, it was always going to be coming to this stage. We would have thought for both these 2 teams, you know, it's their final opportunity to try and get through. They did manage to battle themselves through to find that 1 win. And I love the explanation of the GSL format. But for both these teams, you already lost 1. You can only lose 1 more. But you can only also find 1 more win to get yourself, of course, into that final. So for both these 2 squads, it's a really good opportunity. I think both of them will be looking at their opponents and thinking that this could have possibly been a little bit more difficult. I think both of them will be going and thinking to themselves they can win this game. So that's always a nice position to be in when you are at this stage of the competition.
Yeah, definitely. And I think looking over towards these rosters over in Group A again, it wasn't quite the group of death, but they've certainly shaken things up a little bit. Both rosters, of course, beat out Truly in their respective matchups. Of course, I want to give Kaya Nation a shout out as well, because while last week they did kind of get railed by Status Quo, they were competitive in some games. And I think, you know, arguably more competitive than Oris Esports were in their match versus Status Quo back in week 1. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that looks today when these guys actually face off against one another.
Well, before we get into our map veto, we've been asking you guys for your thoughts throughout our seasons here so far. We're going to ask you one more time again. You'll see a QR code that pops up on your screen. Scan that with your mobile device, and it will take you to a survey. Give us your thoughts on everything you love about the SPS, areas you think we can improve, ideas you might have. And if you do that, you'll be entered to win in a $100 gift card giveaway. It's super quick and easy, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on everything that we have going on here with the program. But like I said, our map veto should also be ready. Let's see those picks and bans, what our teams have chosen for their last face-off against each other. We're starting off with that Standoff Hardpoint, but we do have a Kurohana in there, Brody.
Love a Kurohana. It's one of those ones you rarely see. Again, not entirely sure why. I think COD Mobile teams this season haven't really gelled with it as much as we would like. So to see a Kurohana in there is a bit of, I guess, a wrench in the system, as it were. Probably the most interesting thing for me, just picking it out straight up, is going to be the Apocalypse. This is a map in which Oris Esports got decimated by Status Quo. It was like the very first map, I think, of the regular season for North America. So that being in there is an interesting pick, I think, especially since it comes from Horus. But you love to see the Kurohana.
Thing for me, just happy to have Raid in there, to be honest with you. Again, look, it's the basis. I always just kind of play in my brain a little bit when we ever see Seaside, when we ever see Arsenal, that kind of thing. I like to see a Raid in there. It's very much a good equalizer of both the two teams, and sort of the best team will always come out on top. There's no cheesing going on in this map in particular. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that one when we do get there, and Kurohana as well. I think it might be only the second time I cast it. I think the last time was actually in North America as well. I don't think we've seen any of it in Europe whatsoever, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you're right.
I don't think you're right. And you missed the seaside last time around too. We got one of those.
I've had seaside once, I think, so far. So for Kurohana, just let me keep up, Brody. You can guide me through. No, look, I remember in terms of how things have actually went down on that map as well, though. Like how fast it does play for both these two teams is about adapting very, very quickly. So let's see how things go on this one. Are they as well practiced as they possibly could be? We'll find out very, very quickly.
Well, as we only have 2 matches today, chat, I want to hear your thoughts on both of them, all right, for this first match of the day. And this will determine a spot in the challenge finals. Which team's going to be taking that spot? Will it be Kaya Nation or will it be Oris Esports, who move on to the challenge finals and continue on in this competition? We're moments away from finding out as our teams are ready to go. The match is soon to be underway. So Birdie, Ton, let's get into the matches.
Alrighty, Kaya Nation versus Horus Esports. Only one of these teams, Sonny, we've already mentioned, is going to make it through to challenge finals. And honestly, it's a toss-up, I think, for me at the very least, just given the fact that both of these teams have had very similar looks this season. Both of them got picked apart by status quo, and both of them were able to take down Truly. So who knows what to expect here.
Yeah, look, it's kind of coming in as the best of the rest between each other. Both of them had very, very similar outings. So, look, it should make for a good game. Whether or not that it does end up being the case, though, we'll very quickly find out. Sometimes you do have these moments where you're like, oh, this should be a fantastic game, and then you don't get it. And then some other times you're like, oh, this will be a whitewash. But that is the beauty of COD Mobile at times, where we do sometimes get these surprises, and that is something I'm looking forward to potentially in this game. And again, a bit of a different map set in a certain sense, so we get to see a few different maps from some of these teams and kind of get an idea of how they're sitting. I think as well, some of them coming in with some confidence, a bit of a chal in particular on that Apocalypse to a certain degree. So let's see how it goes down, but we will of course be kicking things off with the tried, true, tested standoff. Let's see how things go in map number 1 between Kaya Nation and Horus Esports.
Yep, again, folks, this is going to be one of those wild card matchups. We kind of expected the likes of Tribe, Nexus, and Status Quo to make its playoff. Of course, one of those teams hasn't done so yet, but one of these teams is going to be in there as the upset team for challenge finals. Which of the two is it going to be here as we get into Kaya Nation and Horus Esports? And already off the start of this game, we're going to have Horus Esports in control over P1. Keep an eye on that rotation towards P2. Right now, Horus Esports do have control of those spawns, but do not be surprised if Kaya try to push them.
Can have a little look here if you're Horus and just try and keep a hold of those P2s, as you said. And I think, you know, when it comes down to P1, this one in particular, you can see teams pick up some decent time, and that's what Horus Esports managed to do. 90 points on the board. Kaya Nation starting to lock some time down now, but just about to trying to get steady into this match for both these two teams. As mentioned, a little bit of a layoff for them, so how are they going to feel heading into this one? Just trying to keep some control. P2 control is very much there for Horus Esports, though, with 10 seconds to go inside the points as well. Could be valuable time if they continue to pick this up. And already the kill starting to flow on through. The R9 in hand. Once again, there's 3 kills coming through Horus. Really good rotational play coming through. They will lock that one down. P2 on the lock and key.
DDoS season living up to his name. He's taken playoffs offline already at the start of this game. 3 players down. Unfortunately, though, the problem is for Horus Esports here on defense of this hard point is that Kaya Nation will get those close spawns, and DDoS is no longer by gas. To be fair, I don't think you actually need DDoS in that position because Hitmarker and Deseo are already picking up those gunfights. Horus Esports pretty much every single gunfight at every single juncture at the moment. Kaya Nation, though, starting to put something together here. John Sack and Esterossa all combine for 3, but again, Kaya don't really feel like they're putting anything solid together, but here comes that hit over the top through the window. Maybe this is the hit they wanted to try and get in towards the hard point.
Yeah, they had splits for just a moment. Hit is actually going to bring out the equalizers. Gets taken down pretty much immediately. So that was an opportunity for Kaya. Now they're going to have to go through, well, not the front door, but the front window. Currently contesting. Next couple of kills going to be massive as they start to come through for Horus. There's another one for them as well. Trade's not working out in the favor of Kaya, who are now going to be pushed back. Are they going to be able to find that final kill? Looks like it. So it's going to be a bit of a scrap over the final 5 seconds, but it's about this rotation, which Kaya have found. Horus Esports not too far away. So good job from Horus. They managed to get themselves there first to get some decent time at P1. But for the first time, Kaya Nation have a good rotation and over towards a hill. Can they make it count?
Just going to come through with a couple of kills, though.
It's huge.
Is that enough to unsettle the spawns here? Horus have close
close
playground spawns. Yeah, now they're going to be able to get their way through. Yoju with the equalizers. Can they be a key player in defending this hard point? Havazin and Dix will find a couple of kills, and Horus Esports, despite the fact that they're able to unsettle the spawns momentarily, are going to be sent packing away from the hard point. So now Kaya Nation looking for the back 30. Yoju able to get a couple of kills with those equalizers. Operators now starting to come into play from Kaya Nation. This is a heavy investment into this hard point from Kaya Nation as John Sack picks up yet another one here with the War Machine. That's 3 operators at least in towards this hill ton. You can definitely tell they value the importance of this hard point they needed this time.
Yeah, it's all very well investing as long as you make it count. They did so on the first wave of kills. Can they continue to do this really good work over towards P3? Looking likely. 10 more seconds to go. They picked up nearly every single one, so you would say that investment of the 3 operators absolutely worth. Really good job from the side of Kaya Nation. It could have maybe got out of hand if they don't bring those in and lock that down. Horus Esports barely even get a touch. Really love the setup actually from Top Grandma's in when you said across the middle of the map with the wall machine there was just so difficult to break on through. But of course, Horus Esports will probably have a hold of a couple of their operators of their own. One already invested, the claws out as well. It's a good start to the hold here, but the push going to start coming through from the tractor side. 2 more kills coming in for the claw, but here comes the claw on the other side from Tavozin. The shots coming through. Dixon Yoju on the way in. Kaya Nation threatening a break here.
Still going to get the players from behind the desk, though. Esteros is now going to invest the Sparrow to get it done. Esteros for a couple of kills. Esteros for free.
Well done.
Kaya Nation managing to break in towards the hard point. It's a breach and a half, and now Horus Esports spawning out towards that P2 side. They're going to have to fight right back through. This is a valuable back 30 seconds for Kaya Nation. The first real break that we've seen from either team this game thus far. They can manage to steal this time away from Horus Esports. It is huge, but Desai has other ideas. Comes through for a couple of kills. Fortunately enough, Tavazin is back there for another 2. Kaya Nation should be able to get the last 10 seconds here. And yeah, I mentioned it right there, Ton. That is the first break we've seen all game long thus far. It's a big one for Kaya Nation.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge for Kaya Nation, right? I mean, we've seen over towards the beginning of the game, P1 didn't work out for them, P2 didn't either. You get the rotation over towards P3, you bank those 60 points, and from there, anything else is a bonus in the rest of it. A really, really good job on the break. And now about these kills over towards P1. Close spawns from Kebab side, going to start coming through from Horus. Are they going to be able to make them count, though? Kaya just about holding on. I think overall, though, if you were to sort of summarize that first rotation at Hills, just better investment from Kaya Nation, I want to say. All their operators were really made to count. And that is sometimes the difference that can come through between these two teams. We said it's going to be a close game. And could that be the difference maker for both these two squads?
Yeah, we did see Kaya Nation bring out pretty much every single operator on, was it P3, to basically guarantee the full 60 away from Horus Esports. It was a valuable investment. And they do it again, though. Right now, looking over towards P1, Horus Esports currently in control. Kaya Nation 1 trying to fight this one from the front. There's a path back into this game. Right now, down by about 50 points are Horus Esports. They're on the right side of the map for the rotation towards Nu. They have to have a solid hold. And last time around, they were able to get it done. Whether or not they can do the same again here is a different story. Same kind of positioning from Horus. DDoS watching in the middle of the map. He's able to pick up a couple of kills here with the R9. Will not find a number 3. Again, though, you've got to play a position towards that side. Horus have players in all the right positions here for the defense of this hard point.
Yeah, I mean, it was DDoS who really popped off on the rotation over towards P2 last time. Hasn't really been able to do the same, but his teammates are there to pick up the slack. Tavazin will manage to find a way through. Bad timing on the stun, and Dix can't really do too much about this. We'll stay alive, though. The rest of the team are going to be here, and are going to start putting things down. It's the Sparrow already in, and Kaya Nation starting to find a break on through. And again, you've got to give them their credit. When it's coming down to these operators, every single time they are making it count. It's a big break. 30 seconds to play for now. This is where Horus picked up most of their time in the first rotation. They ain't in the hill anymore.
Yeah, Esteros is going huge this game. 27 kills. He's 3 kills away from 30. Now just 2. He's got so many kills with the Sparrow. And of course, a player that was not playing, I believe, of Kaya Nation last week when they were playing. So the fact that Esteros is here on the team is huge for the roster. They will not win the gunfights towards Old, though. Horus Esports are looking for the back 10 seconds. And it is ultimately a huge 10 seconds. But perhaps more pertinently here, you look towards the minimap. They've already won the rotations towards Nu as well. So down by 70 points at this time. They will not be able to take the lead regardless of what happens on this hill, but it is an opportunity to close the lead once again.
I mean, we've seen last time when they were defending over towards the side, they made the operators' usage come on through, and this time it's worked aggressively for Tavazin once again. Yoju gonna invest the equalizer 2, and Kaya Nation have just broke through like a knife through butter on that occasion. And that's just far too easy. Horus Esports was set up here, 2 operators of their own. They don't bring them in, and all of a sudden they are now scrambling. A bit of an exchange inside the point. It will bring in the equalizer. We'll be able to find 1 and 2, so they will find the break back. But the close spawns here now for Kaya Nation, who have more of an opportunity as they start to fall into the blender themselves. So Sparrow invested, equalizer running absolutely wild in the middle of the map, can only find 2. Horus Esports have done well to bring it back, but that was a good 10 or 15 seconds that they probably would have liked and could have needed.
Yeah, Horus Esports will be happy with the back 30 there. Big investment coming through, but the fact you lose the first 30 seconds on that hard point is, again, crucial time, and it's something I have a feeling we'll be looking back to at the end of this game. But now we move towards the next hard point. This is a 50-50 kill last time around. Big break came through from Kai Nation that has contributed to the lead they currently have, but now they're under siege. Horus looking to make their way through boxes side. Kato with the investment from the War Machine. A couple of kills here. Can he find any more value? Still alive in the situation. Hitmarker does go down, and now Horus Esports battered away for the first wave of gunfights. Kai Nation, every single second they spend in this hill is a dagger to Horus.
Yeah, Horus need to find a break very, very quickly. Couple of kills starting to call on through, but John Snack towards the back desk. He's been causing issue, but eventually a break from two different sides starts to come through, and now a bit of a split as well. Horus Esports going to find Tabazin. That was a big kill for them to find because the potential split was there, but all the kills coming through from Horus, and they absolutely need to. 25 seconds remaining on this hill. This would very much close that gap if they can keep a hold of it and send us to a third rotation with barely even a 20 or 30 point game. Really good job from Horus. They find the break back through. Kai Nation gonna have to probably give that one up, although here we go. One more last stab at it. 10 seconds to play for here. Can you find the break? Yoju's gonna find 1 and 2. Daisha just not at sea whatsoever there. Couldn't find anything. Yoju with another. The snap is there for 10 seconds. It will put Kai Nation 10 seconds or 6 seconds over the 200 point mark, I should say. And that could have been a big difference. If Horus get all of that time, it's about a 30 point game. As it goes, it's a 50.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to very briefly mention it here as well, because as we hit the rotation, you see the investment coming through from, I think it was Desai with the Predator missile towards this next hard point. Not the best investment. Granted, they kind of got the time now, and Kai Nation have to break on through, but still, probably would have wanted that for a little bit later on in the game. Right now, though, they are in control. DDoS season able to get a couple of kills. Desai following up with one as well. So Horus Esports winning the vast majority of the gunfights. John Snack trying to double up. He's not going to be able to get it done through the front of the hard point. They are finding kills now as Dix finds a couple. Esteros around the back line will break in towards Bottom Brown with a double. That has given Kai Nation control of this hard point. It's taking time away.
Are they going to be able to find a break back through? DDoS seems to have been the one. He seems to be the catalyst for anything good that Horus are doing. Finds a couple of kills, and then the rest of his team will come on through as well. John Snack eventually able to find one, but it's going to be about the rotation, and nobody is really here yet. John Snack going for the final kill over towards P1, can't find it. So for Kai Nation, you need to start running very, very quickly. They do have control of the gas station, so they can find this push rather easily. Kato is going to be there to pick up 1 and 2. Yoju, though, bringing out the equalizer. He can only find one with it. So all of a sudden, Horus Esports in a good enough position to try and break this one back. It's a bit of a 50-50 between these two teams. Kai Nation only need 28. Horus closing the gap.
Kai Nation trying to find their way through. Kato with the investment here. As is hit. Kato now going to be down for the count. Can they find these kills? We'll pick up 1. Horus holding here for the moment. Kato is still finding kills with the War Machine in this instance. Kai Nation cannot break through. They've got to do this as a team. Regroup, hit this at the same time, but round the flank, you're going to see Dix now trying to get through the gravity vortex gun. He's going to find a couple of kills here. Davison now following up with more with the claw. Kai Nation can no longer finish things here regardless of what happens, but that's the break.
They found a break over towards the window side as well, and that could have made a difference. It was 1 kill that came through that way, but it's going to all be about the contest. You've got to make sure you win these gunfights, especially if you're Horus, but you can't manage to clean them up. Tavizin's going to be here, but it's all about the rotation now. Kai Nation have overcommitted, but they spawned over towards this side because of the push. Now everything settles for just maybe a moment. Operator still available here. The Sparrows, all that you're going to have invested here if you're Kai Nation. Horus Esports, they managed to find some good time over here on the previous rotation. Kai Nation now putting themselves in a decent enough spot to try and find this breakthrough. First couple of kills going to go Horus's way, but it's all going to be about this investment. The Sparrows surely going to be coming in here from Esterosa very, very quickly, and here it goes. Rose up and close and personal finds 2. 10 seconds to go inside the point. Horus still in control.
Yeah, they're still holding on here. Kai Nation cannot break through. John Snack trying to be a sneaky down on the back line is going to find 1. Is that good enough here? Does that create an opening for Kai Nation? Dix is now going to be through. He's going to get shut down. Tavison next up to bat for the roster. It's 3 players making their way. It's a siege of the hallway. I swear they've seen this in a COD campaign somewhere. They're going straight in the line of sight. Horus Esports, Tavison and John Snack looking to overwhelm. Hit from behind though. We'll find a couple of kills with the melee. Traded out by John Snack. He will find another couple here. Kai Nation, is that going to be it? Can any be from Horus Esports touch? Not when the SMGs are firing on all cylinders like that, as Kai Nation hold towards the end of the game, and we'll take map number 1.
Yeah, I mean, look, after that first rotation, I think that's where they kind of set their stall out. Had a really decent second one as well. Things got a little bit scary towards P2, though, on that final rotation. I think both teams kind of were just like, oh, yeah, just send it towards P1 and see what happens. After some really good methodical play, I want to say, some really good fundamental hard point. We've seen things maybe get a little bit too crazy over towards that final rotation of hills, but That is sometimes how we like it, but props to Kai Nation. Like, it felt like when they did get a hold of a point and got themselves established, they were very hard to break down, whereas Horus Esports maybe just a little bit flappy on occasion. And that wasn't supposed to be a joke to do with the bird that is in their what I was going to say their logo. Yeah, it's a bird, right? Yeah, come on.
Yeah. I just didn't.
It wasn't supposed to be.
It's just.
It wasn't supposed to be.
Millennial reference, mate. That's all I was. You know, it's a very like that's a very you reference.
Thanks, mate. I thought I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not. I presume it isn't. But irrelevant of that, it just felt like they folded a couple of times when they did have a good setup. Kai Nation seemed to find that break a little bit easier. But again, I think especially through that first 2 rotations of Hills, their operator usage was so good, and I think that might have been the difference. That it ends up being a 25-point game. And those operators really do make the difference. Looking over towards those final scoreboards, Kai Nation, I would presume, slightly outslayed that by the looks of things, but find the map anyway.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to Esterosta as well. I very briefly mentioned that in the middle of the game, but I believe this is the first time we've seen Esterosta play for this team this regular season. It was actually iHards that was playing for them previously in their prior matchup. So quite clearly, Esterosta is coming in with a point to prove here in the very first game of the day. And granted, he doesn't go massively positive, right? 43 and 42 is not the biggest of KDs we've ever seen, but still, it's a pretty damn good performance. And he had crucial moments in that game that got Kai Nation the W. So part of that conversation, right? We always talk about the fact that here in COD Mobile, you're allowed to have 6 players on the lineup. You're allowed to have a substitute ready to go, and you can kind of switch out the roster as you please. That's a conversation we're going to be having later on when we talk about Tribe Gaming. But right now, regarding Kai Nation, you make the change, you bring Esterosa in for this series. Seems like a positive one so far.
Yeah, every single time we've seen the Sparrow on his hands, he seemed to be doing work. So, I mean, positive so far. You won the first map, right? You can't really question it. But is it going to be the same when we head into Search and Destroy for map number 2? We'll be loading in very, very shortly. But I was impressed with what I see from Kaya there. Some really good fundamental play. The breaks coming through very, very nicely. Just playing everything you need to play well on the side of COD Mobile and to get the win, and did so. Got a little bit scary towards the end. I think neither one of those two teams really rotated over towards P2 or P3 even once. And when it comes down to Standoff, they're the ones you really want to be getting over towards. But irrelevant of that, they do manage to hold out, eventually finding the break and then the win. I think for Horus, though, I think there'll be some disappointment there because we didn't really see any pop-off play from anyone, really. I mean, on the occasion, we've seen DDoS with the R9, which he has out once again here for the Search and Destroy. He was the one that was trying to make things happen. Can he do the same thing here as we load into map number 2?
Yeah, the thing is with Kurohana, generally speaking, the way you win, in which you win rounds on Kurohana on the offense is you kind of just 5-hit stuff. I think it's very early, kind of like, you know, when a map first gets introduced into Call of Duty and you're like, hey, what's the way we play this? We just kind of bum rush everything, right? That's not what's happening here off the rip for Horus Esports. So it's an intriguing strategy, I think, one that has worked out because you've already got John Snack getting over aggressive, who will get cut down. And for now, Kai Nation, you kind of just got to gauge where is this hit coming from, because they still don't, this early on in the round, technically know.
Both teams just trying to wait it out for a mistake to be made. Problem for Horus is they're on the attack, so they do need to move. Nade's going over towards the B side. You can see on the minimap in the bottom right corner, or bottom left corner. It's late. Kai Nation still sitting tight. Horus gonna have to start formulating something. A seems to be the option. Yoju's about to find that out.
Can he find anything? Oh, which the first slap against him. You're going to see Esterosa act on this as well. There's the kill against Yoju. Nicely done, Yoju, for a couple of kills. Looking for number 3. Can he line any more of them up? Yes, he can. Yoju just dices 3 players down. Horus Esports, they were thinking about something over towards A. I think they're thinking very differently now with 30 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to scarper towards B.
Oh, I mean, I'm screaming for a trade. You absolutely need to find something, utility, anything over towards him to just shut that down. For all he finds the 3 kills. It's easy work. Fish in a barrel, not quite. But now the transition over towards B is solid here from Horus Esports. They're running out of time, but they do have the time to put this bomb down, and will do so. It is a 2v4 situation, but it becomes a little bit more doable with this bomb down. Invite that pressure. Dix, if he can find a kill here, although would pretty much solidify the round, could not. So Horus have the bomb down in a 2v4 scenario.
Just cannot play this one individually, and Yoju's done exactly that. Big head to take down, Ifrit to say. Trades out, though, from Tabazin. Leaves Kato in a 1 versus 3. Make it a 1 versus 2. He's going to find a second player here, but traded out from Esterosa. And it will be a round for Kai Nation. Shout out to Yoju for that one, because, I mean, those 3 snipes at the beginning of the round completely spoiled the game plan for Horus.
I mean, it was just too easy. It's a one-dimensional push, right? You'll try and just hit one thing, and if Yoju's hitting these shots, you lose the round. Tough one. Either way, here we go into the next one. Kai Nation 1 to the good on the defensive side once again, looking like maybe a bit of a fake over towards the B side, but plenty of information. Yoju will find another. John Snack trying to find something himself as well. Esteros is going to find one, catches them out. All of a sudden, it is a 4 versus 2 again. Kai Nation will look to make this a little cleaner than the previous round. Dix will find another, and my goodness me, Brody, you haven't even been able to squeeze a word in. Kando's left in a 1 versus 4.
That's probably for the best, mate. Kai here, I guess the advantage that he has is that Kai don't know where he is, and yeah, he's going to use that advantage to take John Snack out of the round, but to get any more than that is going to be a miracle to work. Tabassin going to go for the chow, and Cow will line both of them up. That's unfortunate. Now an opportunity to take down Yoju, but hits the reload at the wrong time. COD timing strikes once more, and the 1v4 will be denied, but Kato makes that closer than it should have been.
I mean, both these rounds, Kai Nation have put themselves in a really positive situation. 2 4v2s in their scenario. And it goes down to 1v1s. Yeah, all right, you win them. Mostly down to the ability to have those bodies in the trade and the information, but you'd probably like to see them be made to look a little easier. It's a great shot from John Sack. And again, the sniper's reigning supreme here for Kai Nation. Now in a 5 versus 3. Advantage has been with them pretty much from the get-go.
Get a little bit of deja vu here, mate, because this is exactly like round number 1 all over again, albeit the numbers feel a little bit different, even more slanted against Horus Esports in this situation. Once again, stuck trying to traverse the map. Even the odds a little bit. Maybe this 1v1 in the middle of the map will do something. Kato has spotted out Esterosa. But if he takes too long with this, he's about to get shot from behind anyway. Yoju is on the prowl for these kills. Horus Esports, gotta imagine these players are not long for this world. Yoju, there it is, takes the kill against Kato. That's the bomb carrier. And now if you were to say in DDoS, I mean, good luck with this one, boys, because you're in a tough spot.
I mean, they've just been squeezed this time. Kai Nation were maybe a little bit... I don't want to say they were too passive in the previous rounds, but they just sat back, invited that pressure. This time around, they are like, yeah, okay, you're spawned, bet. No problem. DDoS, terrible position. They know exactly where he is. Doesn't have the bomb. 85 seconds or so to go. It would take a minor miracle for this one.
Okay. That's a start. 25 seconds. You've got enough time. You definitely have enough time to get towards one of these sites. Whether or not Kai Nation will let you do it. And they're just going for the 50-50. Kai Nation are like, right, okay, you can get the bomb down over by if you really want to. Now they're going to traverse, though, from B towards A. I feel like DDoS is about to get some horrendous timing here as he goes for the plant. There's surely no way that Kai Nation let that go off, and they do not. And yet, early advantage for Kai has been overwhelming for Horus. They just have not found a way back into these rounds.
Honestly, after they lose like 3 or 4 bodies, they play the round pretty well, Brody. Horus. Fairly solid after that.
Just don't get blooded then, you know?
Yeah, no, just don't get blooded all at the same time, you know, and then we maybe can get something going here. Yoju, again, has just been constant in his pressure with the sniper, but here we go. This is a little bit more like it from Horus. It's just a 5-man hit. Let's see if this one works, because everything else hasn't been, and eventually we'll find the trades, and eventually it will be a 3 versus 2, now 2 versus 2. Kai Nation gonna have to try and get this one back, but Horus Esports not feeling safe enough to get this bomb down just yet. And now it will go down with a minute and a half to go. So, Kai Nation, first time they've actually faced a bit of adversity here in the search and destroy so far. What can they manage to pull off?
It's great strategy out of Horus Esports. Nade, though, over the top here. Does it connect? No. Kato to take down Yoju. Now Esterosa for the clutch up. 1 versus 2. Doesn't know what the second player is, and Hit will win the round for Horus Esports. And yeah, a different look out of Horus is exactly what I mentioned before we got into Kurohana. The fact that you can kind of just 5-hit sites, right, and overwhelm and just hope that you win the trades is probably the best way to actually get onto the sites for offensive sides, especially in a matchup like this. Horus, they finally realize it, and, well, they realize it. Get it done. Now we're going to see the exact same look once again.
Well, it worked last time, but that grenade's actually going to just slow them down, isn't it? You've seen it go all the way through, more nades, and this time, Kai Nation haven't committed too much to it. They will lose the first one, but gets traded back by a nade. And now they're reworking it. Look at this big hit immediately. It's Yoju. The tip of the spear. Tavazin will find one himself, though. Kato's going to get picked off, and this was really well played from Kaya Nation, to be honest with you. Horus hit exactly the same way, and they do not invite that pressure. Although saying that, one kill comes on through as the bomb has went down. Dusha left now 1-1 versus 3. We'll find one.
It's going to hop it. That is going to hop it. There's no reason not to in the situation. Yeah, Tabazin's like, yeah, Dusha's got no choice but to back away from the site, so I'm just going to get on this bomb, trust in my teammate that we've got this one done. And honestly, the shakiest part of that round for me, mate, is to say, coming in from behind while Kaya Nation were all preoccupied about what was going on with Dusha. I thought for a second to say he was about to get some easy kills, but he only finds one. He finds anything more than that, and that is very manageable for Dusha. Still, big round win there for Kaya Nation. Horus Esports batted away. Will they try the same thing thrice? It looks like they will. Desai and Dusha win the first few fights. Dusha's going to find a double. Horus Esports blast their way on towards the side, and Kaya Nation left after the last couple of players.
Yeah, Kaya didn't back on down in the same kind of way as they did last time. Oh, Yuju, if he hits that shot, then all of a sudden you do have a 2 versus 2 on your hands. Estarossa has been influential so far in this series, but this is a very tough 1v3. Defuse on top of it as well. Not quite impossible, but I would say improbable. And Desai will eventually close that one out. So there you go. Kaya Nation's defensive side equals a 4-2 win for them. Now they go over towards the attacking side. Can they be a bit more diverse, I want to say, than what we've seen from Horus? Seem to hit everything together, Horus. Are Kaya Nation going to try and pick them apart as they did so well on the defensive side? No, the answer is going to be it's a straight hit down A Street. Here we go. Dusha will be the first one to find something. We'll back on down. Has a little bit of help, but First Blood did go over towards Horus Esports. Sticks will answer back 4v4.
Yeah, generally speaking, you need to find some kind of value with that route for the middle of the map. DDoS finds nothing. Dusha's also taken out of the equation. Hit will trade things out, so down to a 3 versus 3, but John Snack towards the site will not just find one, will find Kato as well. And that leaves Desai isolated here. He might be able to stop this bomb plant, and he does. Bomb does not go down. Desai backs right on up, goes straight into the line of sight of John Snack, though, and I think spends just a little bit too long out in the open. Easy pickings for John Snack. Kaya Nation, no trouble getting on the site on their first effort.
Yeah, huge from John Snack. Gets a little bit of control over towards the backside, finds 2 kills, and then finds the third to solidify the round, and now puts Kaya Nation in a really good spot. And again, it's the same thing down the A Street. Plenty of utility going down that side. Again, 1 kill will fall through, but 1 kill is fine if you can start to get that pressure in, because Horus Esports have to find their way over, but you don't get in quick this time if you're Kaya Nation. Can you find anything? These next couple of kills are absolutely crucial. Horus here in numbers.
Big kills from Horus. Yeah, Kato finds 3. Very quick round from Horus Esports there. Kaya Nation come in with Venom in towards the round. Horus match it. It's exactly what you want to see. Putting a stop to Kaya Nation before they get anything going, I think, on these offensive rounds is probably the key to victory here. They've already given away 1. You couldn't afford to give away more as we get further in this SnD. Off the start, Kaya Nation, I think we'll play this one a little bit slower.
Yeah, they lingered a little bit before pushing down A Street, but it is not quite a carbon copy. A big investment down this side. Stun did go through.
Oh, this is smart.
Towards the elbow here. Yeah, are they ready for it on the left-hand side? Yes, they are. DDoS will have to back on down. I wouldn't actually mind them just changing it up and turning around and rotating if they can. Oh, the second shot's not there from Yoju. Now the challenge is going to come through from Tavozin, and now, of course, you do have those numbers. If you can find this one, it puts you in a phenomenal spot. Kato can answer back now. A 3 versus 1 as Dix will find him. So, tough position now. At the back side, Horus Esports. Best idea from Kaya Nation here. Just rotate this round back over towards the B side. Make it very, very difficult.
Yeah, you know where Dusha's going to be. It's where he's been playing the last couple of rounds here. On defense, of course, he's the sniper rifle for Horus, so that's where you put a player on D. It just makes things so awkward here for Dusha. Expecting some kind of over-aggression. And at some point here in the next 10 seconds, he's got to be the player that gets aggressive. Got to start to go for it. Estarossa, first point of contact. Is Dusha ready? You've got to check every single corner here. This is so awkward in these positions. Has he just seen Estarossa? No. Gonna catch Dusha off guard again. So much to check in that situation. And what a rotation out of Kaya Nation. Again, it's that game sense. You know where Dusha's going to be. There's no need to aggressively take the fight. Just get yourself to a safe zone and get that bomb down.
1 round away now for Kaya Nation. Look, I think it's very easy to say, and Map number 1 did look at the better team when they went on to win it, but it's just been more of a convincing performance so far. They still need one round, though, and it might not be this one to say. Just run through the middle of the map, everybody chipping in. It was about to be 6-4 as Yeoju probably found the heroics in round number 1. I think this would maybe be a stretch too far even for him, although they have absolutely no idea where he is. Look how far they are pushed up. Kato is just... He's actually going to get a big timing here over towards the back, and yeah, now they are starting to hunt him down as Yeoju. His position has become a little bit more obvious.
Imagine.
I think he'll do well here, Brody.
I'm not going to count him out of this. I'm not going to count him out. Okay, never mind. After what Yeoju did at the start of this SnD, albeit they kind of lined up a little bit, you know, I saw the vision, mate. I was ready for that to be a 1 versus 5 phenomenal clip. Get that one on the timeline. I could see us at ESL COD Mobile tweeting that one out, but no, not to be. Yeoju denied the 1 versus 5. Horus Esports still hanging on here in this game. Kai Nation just need one more round, though, and they take this SnD home. 2-0 series advantage and 1 map away from qualifying for challenge finals. Yeoju looking to draw first blood in this round. Trophy system down for the count. Maybe they can send some utility over the top now, or maybe not. They'll just get the snipe. The cutest of angles, and hit marker is gone. And now you're seeing that adaptation coming through from Horus Esports as well. Dusha moving away over towards B. He's reinforcing the numbers. Is that going to be to the detriment of Kai Nation, though? Because they could rotate over towards A and they would be all right.
It's a horrible smoke, though. I think that came out from Kai Nation. Now all of a sudden you can't really push that. So it slows them right down. They're expecting maybe a flank to come through, but you can see in the minimap in the bottom left corner, DDoS ain't moving. Ready and set up to watch across. So they kind of do have them pinned in. The information is here for Horus Esports. Kai Nation are the team who have to make the move. They may well have the advantage, but Horus not in a terrible position here. They send a couple more bodies over towards this A side. So if Kai Nation knew that, they would start to move very, very quickly. Bit of utility now thrown out, but still not making a decisive moment count yet. Yeah, here we go. Down, they're changing it up. Yeah, straight over towards A now, sending plenty over. Where the transition is going to lie here for Horus Esports. Are they going to get a good bit of timing, or is it going to suck?
Oh, Kao lays down. He doesn't see it. He doesn't see the rotation. The comm will not be there to Dusha. And all of a sudden, Dusha has a lot more to do. Kao could still, technically speaking, catch Yeoju, but I don't know if he just saw him.
That's going to give them the information that maybe they're over towards B. Yeah, you could see he's starting to transition, and Dusha starts to move over because they see the one player watching the cross. A is wide open. But have Kai Nation left this maybe just a little bit too long? Oh, I mean, the jig has got to be up now. Horus Esports here over towards B. They haven't heard a single footstep. That bomb goes down. It will have to be a 4v5 retake.
Going to be difficult. It's a lot to ask for. Yeoju for in the middle of the map here. Big 1 versus 1 for Tsay to take. And now he's got a little bit of backup from Kato. Yeoju's going to get the hell out of dodge, though. Good play. 25 seconds now on the clock for Horus Esports to make this one work. Players towards the bomb. Dusha's managed to retrieve the back line. DDoS going to get shut down. Any more gunfights towards the site hit for Horus on this retake. They just can't find these players. These players are playing this one so patiently. Estrosa will find one. Tavazin trade things out. Now just down to Kato for a 1 versus 2. And the bin stripe kill feed goes in favor of Kai Nation as they're able to close things out in the search and destroy. Just outplaying Horus Esports in the mind games time and time again there. And again, Kurohana is one of those maps I think that teams, even at this point, it's been in for what, a whole season now, a whole challenge season for both North America and Europe. Even now, teams are still learning the way to play the map, and I think that played a little bit of a part into how that one went down, because there was just so much uncertainty from both sides.
Yeah, both teams were very, very patient, but I think it was working out for Horus. And you know what killed it for them in that final round is just seeing Yeoju watching the cross. Just seen the one player who pushed up towards the stairs. Yeoju, they're okay, well, there's somebody over towards the B side. They must be going to B. And you can see the one player who was over towards the side of A for Horus was Dusha, and then all of a sudden he transitions over and they walk on to a free bomb side. But overall, do deserve that one. Yeoju, the standout, especially after round number 1. 3 kills that did fall his way pretty much onto his lap, but still got to execute, and did so to the highest of levels. Now Kai Nation find themselves 2 to the good, heading into a raid control. For me, and again, look, it's very easy to say this when they are 2-0 up. It's not quite the high level of analytics that I do pride myself on there, Brody. But at the same time, they have just looked the stronger outfit. It just seems as if they're working a little bit better as a team together, making the better decisions, and that is ultimately leading to a 2-0 lead.
And I think if you're just to talk about kind of looking at all these rosters have accomplished in the past, right, for the last couple of matches, we've actually seen them play in Group A. That kind of tracks as well. I know it does feel a little bit of a pointless conversation at times, right? But, you know, you only have so much to go off. We haven't seen these guys actually play one another at all. I don't think even in open finals this season, right? And so really all you have to go off is, all right, so how did they stack up versus Truly? How did they stack up versus Status Quo? And I would argue that Kai Nation, even without Esterosa on the team, were more competitive versus versus Status Quo, which I know is laughable because that match wasn't even slightly competitive, than Horus Esports were at the start of the season versus Status Quo, right? So I think it kind of tracks in a way that it looks like, at least from a power rank perspective, that Kai Nation are ever so slightly more prominent of a team over Horus Esports. And what better map to test that than a classic, right? Raid Control. This is a map that if you don't know how to play this one, you should probably hang your head in shame at this point, because this map has been in COD Mobile for an age. Tom was a baby when this map was added to the COD Mobile rotation, and that should tell you how long it's been in the game.
Oh my god. I mean, you might have not even been
born, mate.
a thought. Not even a twinkle in your dad's eye. That's maybe more of an English saying. I don't know if everybody will get that, but here we are. Yoju now pushing forward, looking like the B defense is going to start coming through. I actually really like this from Horus. They sat back over towards the A side, and it is a free walk down the pool side. They will quite happily take that one. Kai Nation will start to get aggressive very, very shortly, working well together. But yeah, if it's anything like the first two maps, Kai Nation very much looking like the better outfit. Decent amount of progress though for Horus over towards A side, starting to get picked apart now. Do find a couple of kills on exit though, so we'll continue to put this pressure on over towards A. Lives dead even. Good start from Horus here on the attacking side.
Yeah, again, you mentioned it. Talk about Kai Nation struggling off the start to get some kind of control. Esterosta and Tavison no longer struggling as they managed to clear up house on A, but that's after giving up 2 ticks of progression. That is a big hit off the start, and Horus Esports, of course, having to kind of distract all of Kai Nation over towards A, and now have basically a clear path towards B to do exactly the same thing over on that side. Kai Nation's response: let's try and set up the spawn trap. Of course, the precursor to that is, though, you have to actually pick up the gunfights. You have to get players into that position. You have to make sure they do not transition off this site. And Horus Esports, their reaction is to just go back and deal with those players before they can even cause any carnage. It's absolutely the right call. You've got a wealth of time. You've already got 2 ticks on A. Just do this properly.
Yep. That's Call of Duty 101. You don't need to try and make the hero play it on your own. It's easier if you've got teammates. You wrap back round and just get the job done. Dix is just going to fly out the middle of the map to the clutches of Horus Esports, who are ready and waiting. Some good progress already made over towards A, so Kai Nation cannot make a misstep yet. Esterosa will drop. Tavison is, though, of course, in the very, very good spot up top bedroom, and that is just the power position you want to see a good AR player like that in. Finds a couple of kills to add to, well, his tally of only 1 so far in the round. That's a ridiculous gunfight to win, and all of a sudden the pressure is going to start coming on through Horus Esports. This mid-map control has been theirs all round long, and Kai Nation are going to start getting squeezed very, very quickly. It's a basketball spawn coming on through.
Yep. You know, given the fact that you spawn basketball where these players are, you should know at the very least that Horus are on the flank here, and you've responded appropriately as well. For the most part, you are winning this fight. Stray is going down in favor of Kai Nation here. DDoS trying to make a flank happen, and he's going to get shut down. Kai now down to the final set of lives, 5 versus 6. They haven't quite cleared house, though. One player still hanging about on the flank will be Kato, and he could seriously cause some carnage around the front, though. Dusha and Tasei will lose their fights. Hit will find 1, so numbers still in favor of Horus here. Kato finally going to activate. He will find a couple of kills. Dix and Esterosa here are split up. Esterosa is nowhere to be found. A 1 versus 4 in the closing moments of this round. Horus Esports, they're overwhelming the point. At some point, you've got to reveal yourself here. You can't just sit in the tiki forever. Apparently you can. He just wanted to get his feet up, get himself a cocktail, and get ready to go, apparently.
My kind of guy. We love that. Why do you think I wasn't here last week, mate? You know.
It was bliss.
I was that guy in the tiki. Yeah, okay. Don't mind him. Well, not the best of smokes to kick off the round, but here we go. Investment once again. This was something that Kai Nation were very, very good at in terms of the operators, but decent enough start as Kato. Bringing the War Machine, which is a tried and true classic, over towards the B side. You see a lot more from Kai Nation, though, because that defensive round was not fantastic. Really just opening up the door. Dusha with some fantastic shots. How on earth does he hit that second one? backs them down. Great start to the round here for Horus Esports. Kai Nation have lost 10 lives already.
That's been a stellar start and a drastic difference from what we saw in the last round, right? From Horus Esports on the offense, where they were able to just get 2 ticks on B, get 2 ticks on A in quick succession, and leave Kai Nation stranded. Here on this point, though, finally, Kai Nation look like they might be able to put something together. Throughout they go. They deal with the players on the point. Investment coming through from John Snack with the War Machine here as well. But keep an eye on player number 4 in the minimap. That's DDoS in from behind. How much damage can DDoS do? There's one. Look for the second. Hit some headshots, but not actually going to get the kill all the way through. Yoju will save his teammate. And now there's some peace and quiet over by B here as Kai Nation look like they should be able to capture this one problem-free. Horus Esports, they're setting themselves up for the transition.
It's felt like Kai Nation, like for all they were very fluid in the other game modes. They've been very rigid here. Hasn't necessarily worked out so far under control, but plenty more to play. Yoju, great shots. That's going to open things up a little bit here, and if you can find a bit of map control just like that, opens things up. Gravity Vortex gun will get the kill at the end of it, but then you lose a couple more gunfights. So you need to just find that extra step. This is looking like a very quick defensive hold here coming from Horus Esports, who are looking like much better control team, but it takes one decent wipe to find an attack over towards A. And was that the beginning of that? Not quite. Horus still backing them down. Oh, there you go. All of a sudden, the Annihilator comes through. That's surely going to be the round. It was your final opportunity. And Horus say, absolutely not. I think all I'll say there, Brody, though, big investment coming through just to finish that round off from Dusha, but did you need it? Not sure.
No, but I think you can get away with it, right? I mean, like, we're arguing for perfection here, and I know that that's, you know, again, if Horus do get through this series, if they do pull off the reverse sweep, they are going to need that against either Tribal or Nexus or Hydra. I guess it would be Nexus, since this would be the lower level team. Regardless, 1 versus 10 from Tavazin. Can he do it? Let's see. This is Bush Tucker trial and a half that you got to get through, and I'll be honest, it's a big ask. He gets 1 tick on A. Horus is giving him a lot of room to breathe here. You guys might want to get on the point. You're giving away ticks. Finally, Tavazin has to deal with an engagement. Players encroaching from all sides here. Finally, Hitmarker's going to take him down before that second tick goes through. But yeah, you get a tick for free.
Yeah, I just that's inexcusable, to be honest with you. You cannot let that happen. I am not. Well, no, I am one to put people on blast. I'm quite happy to do it.
Oh, mate,
but that is no, come on, no, it's what? That is 9v1. He shouldn't be able to touch the point. I want him dead immediately. If that, put it that way, if that's rank play, I'm screaming at my team. It's irrelevant of that. You are 2-0 up. So maybe just a little bit of lacklusterness creeping on through, because you are just running through them at every given opportunity. When there's 5 people left on the map, that's fine. I'm sure we'll find another. This is looking very, very convincing from Horus Esports, who are trying to start off the reverse sweep here. It's looking more and more likely as time goes on in this control that we are going to see a map number 4, which after the first 2 maps, Brody, I really wasn't convinced we were going to.
Yeah, Horus Esports have definitely stepped things up a notch here. Kai Nation do kind of look just dead in the water somewhat, which shouldn't be a surprise again. To those of you guys who watched last week, they kind of got dismantled in control. It's the one game mode where they didn't even really look slightly competitive versus status quo. So I think this might be a theme that's building up for Kai Nation, where control is very easily their weakest game mode, but it's never over till the fat lady sings, and she's not even turned up yet. So Horus Esports here, looking to try and close this one out 3-0. Catlo for a couple of kills through kitchen side. They're now cooking on gas. Dusha's going to bring the Predator missile down as well. John Sack and Dix will trade things out. Tavazin also finding value on the other side. Tavazin will double up. And all of a sudden, Horus Esports definitely cleaned out of A, but now you need Kai Nation to go for the next step, right? We need to see some map control being taken for them as opposed to playing scared.
Hey, well, it feels like Kai Nation are thinking about Apocalypse, right? This is kind of how they have been playing it. Control, maybe not their forte. But Tavazin did do some good work here. You've got 3 potential operators to invest. And you find this defensive round, you get yourself an attack. We're back into the game, but so far, well, DDoS will find something over towards the bag eventually. Claw is out, and it's going to find you a little bit. But they are keeping them at bay just about here. Esterosa starting to step things up for the team, and Now you're investing the claw as well here from Kai Nation. Want to try and get this round as quickly as they can. Kata will find 2 down the pool side. That is going to find absolutely nothing hit. Will find a fantastic gunfight himself, but Dix answers back, and all of a sudden Horus starting to put the pressure on. Dusha already has the Annihilator again, and this might be the final moments of the control now. Here comes the hit.
Sparrow from Esteros is going to get quietened out as well. Dusha with the Annihilator still in play. John Snack going to find a little bit of value. Dusha still going with this Annihilator. By the way, to say is going to triple up to close out the control. A triple there in the final moments and a triple straight up in the rounds as well. It's a quick 3-0 from Horus Esports. It's a clean 3-0 from Horus Esports. I don't know, where did Kai Nation go? It's like they just turned their brains off for that control.
Yeah, I mean, 3-0 is kind of what I was expecting as we came in, but in the series for Kai Nation, because they were, I mean, I don't want to say dominant by any stretch, but they've been comfortable throughout the series, and they come into this one, like, I mean, I think, what was it you said at the beginning of the map? If you don't know how to play this map by now, then what are you doing? And, well,
yeah.
I don't think we've seen anything too convincing from Kai. They never had control. The highlights are already over. I mean, that is just, like, how fast did that one go? And I mean, on the grand scheme of things, of course, they did get massively outslayed, but look at it. It's only really Desai who's really put his foot down here. I mean, it's a...
Listen.
I don't know, okay. It was just disappointing.
Listen, okay, I said it at the beginning, and I know that you wanted to, you know, we were like, he's going to play the villain here. He's going to be the one to kind of, you know, not sound very nice in broadcast. I'll be the one, because, you know, I enjoy playing the villain. I'll be the Simon Cowell of the group, as it were.
Remind me of him.
I feel like... Raid control. I don't understand why teams can't play raid control. Correct. I don't get it. I seriously, I don't understand. I feel like there's just so many times where a team on defense will just kind of lock up, right? They'll get like 4 or 5 kills, right? And they'll just immediately go, you know what we're not going to do? We're not going to push forward and get map control. We're going to sit and we're going to wait for another wave of gunfights. And then after that, we'll totally move forward for map control. I really need teams to start doing it, please. Please start playing raid control properly. It kills me. It's like the one map that, because you and I have casted out, right, over the years outside COD Mobile. So we know how it works. We know how spawns work. And raid control in COD Mobile is like one of the only maps where spawns, for the most part, do act the same as they did in multiplayer. It's like, there are just very simple things that you could do to get control of raid. The pun not intended. Teams don't do it. And I think that was probably partially why Kaya lost there in that game. Just no map control whatsoever.
Yeah, it's strange though. It was a strange way how they played it, but I think it's the kind of loss that you take though, that you can kind of quickly forget about. I want to say it was that bad that it's just like, oh, we'll chalk it up. Like, you know, we were never going to win that one. Very much convincingly the worst team in that particular matchup on that particular map and mode. So yeah, you head into an apocalypse now and just sort of say to yourself, what we did on map number 1, let's do it again. We were pretty convincing throughout. I wonder if it stunted the momentum a little bit and given some over towards Horus, though. That's the trap you could potentially fall into, but we'll see how things do go down when we head over towards Apocalypse. I'm really surprised we're going here, because honestly, Kaya showed some really decent, I want to say just a general good Call of Duty over the last 2 maps, and then that was very clearly what they need to work on.
It's like I said, I think it just, for me, it's become very obvious that if Kai Nation do get through to challenge finals, you've got like a week or 2 maybe to fix your control. Your control is like 100% the thing that you need to fix. If you don't fix control, you're just going to be in deep doo-doo against the best in North America, and that is what you're going up against. It's a very different field to what you've played in challenge season thus far. However, they are going on to an Apocalypse Hardpoint now, and this is a map I already talked about the fact that we have seen this from Horus Esports. They got dominated by Status Quo on this very map mode combination, and granted that's Status Quo, but still it might give some credence to Kai Nation be able to take this one and stopping this going to game 5.
I mean, Horus has done a great job straight off the rip. They may well be losing points very, very quickly, but 5 of them hit over towards the P2 spawns. They know how important they are, and they get a hold of them. I don't think Kai Nation were ready for that, but they will happily soak up this time. Irrelevant. I think for Horus Esports, it's all very well fighting for the spawns. You cannot let Kai Nation keep getting these free points, though. There is 23 seconds remaining. Kai already have 30. Eventually, push will come through from Horus. They can contest for just a second, but yeah, it's all very well getting a hold of P2, but when you're potentially going to be about 40 behind by the time we get there, was it really worth it? They will eventually find a breakthrough, so now it starts to turn into worth it. P2 rotation is there for them, Horus Esports. All right, 34 seconds is the advantage for Kaya off P1. You take that.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there, mate. Yeah, it's one of those conversation points, right? Of just like, you know, how much do you invest into the spawn control, given how much of a flip it can be, how easy it is for things to break up on spawns. And this is that investment from Horus Esports. They need to make sure they hold it. You've already lost the first gunfight. Dick's looking for the second. DDoS is actually going to be the player to double up. But keep an eye on that mini-map because Horus are isolated towards the backline here. Desai gets shut down. There's Esterosa for the double. And there's that spawn break that we were talking about.
Yeah, the spawn's coming through. Kite Nation now put themselves in a position where it's a little bit easier to find this break. They're not finding the kills though, and all of a sudden, what was looking like a terrible position for Horus, the kills just start to ring on through, and they will continue to hold this down. It was 40-4 every single second. Nellies went over towards Horus on this point. So that investment has got a little bit of a return in the end, even though it was looking unlikely. Didn't pull out the deal whatsoever. They will hold that one down. 13 seconds remaining. They will hold it down themselves. Kainishin, though, will, of course, get the rotation over towards P3. It's not quite as easy to lock down that amount of time on this one, but an even game so far. Horus Esports. Was that a full 56 points on P2?
That is a big hold. We talk about that gamble again, giving up a lot of time on P1. The gamble seems to pay off for Horus Esports as they get the vast majority of time on P2. Now we go over towards P3, though. Horus, the first team to touch. They're winning the vast majority of these fights. Hit marker. Now looking for kills towards that palace side. Every single gunfight is going Horus's way. They are clearing out Kai Nation. They're reading the spawns correctly as well. They're immediately reinvesting in towards this hard point. They want a dominant lead against Kai Nation, and they are getting it as well. Everything is being thrown at this hill.
Yeah, Kai Nation have not had a sniff since P1. This has been... It almost feels like they've just come into it and... have they handed their sisters the mobiles right now? I don't really know what's going on. It's not working out at this moment in time whatsoever for Kaya Nation after what was a very, very comfortable map 1 and 2. Horus Esports bringing this one back and eventually putting themselves in a really good position. We said they had a really bad time against Status Quo. Hey, it looks like not too bad of a map for them. Couldn't find the second kill of you, John Snack. Kinda will be able to answer back, but my god, do you need a rotation at some stage here if you're Kaya Nation.
I mean, you've got the rotation, right? You have the spawns for you, but you don't have the gunfights in your favor. Kaya's able to double up here, and, you know, generally speaking, if you get the back spawns here on this hard point, you get the hill. Like, you have control of the hard point. That is not what's happening here. Horus Esports are fighting this one from the front. Finally, though, Yoju and Tavazin will be able to combine for 3. Dix's, I think, Gravity Vortex gun is able to do something, but from behind, Dusha comes through for a triple that should never happen. Gets into the hard point for Horus Esports. DDoS's Predator missile investment will also pick up a couple of kills, and what looked like a moment of reprieve from Kai Nation is just immediately over. Investment from Esterosa, perhaps he can get something with the Sparrow, nothing. And on the other side, 3 kills comes through from the War Machine as well. I mean, if you're a Horus Esports fan, this is a bloody great map for you, because Kai Nation here are in trouble.
A lot of trouble. This one has just got out of hand very, very quickly. Look, I mean, we were giving Kaya their plaudits, so sort of saying, over towards P1. Yeah, picked up some good time. Yeah, all right, Horus Esports, yeah, they're going to be 40 behind, heading over towards this P2 rotation. Kato has just absolutely spat on Tavazin. My goodness. It just feels like they just haven't turned up these last 2 maps. And what was a comfortable situation in the series, did they get complacent? They may well have done. Dick's just not shooting his bullets now all of a sudden, and it's complete control for Horus Esports. You got P2 spawns, you're locking down some time at P1. Kai Nation, you need to wake up, you need to wake up fast.
Just in a trance. This is an insane game from Horus Esports, and again, going back to that conversation we were having, I don't know what's going on with John Stack. He's going to get the melee gunfight against Desai. He has to use every single bullet in his magazine, and even the prize fighters to walk away with that gunfight. But still, going back to that conversation I talked about at the very beginning of this map mode combination ton, Horus Esports versus Status Quo, albeit a very different beast. They got decimated on Apocalypse Hardpoint. They couldn't buy a rotation. Here versus Kai Nation, it looks like we are looking at a totally different team. Horus Esports are reinvigorated, and Kai Nation, I mean, even here on P1, they just do not look like they're in control whatsoever.
I think the only sort of slight you have here for Kai Nation, if they can find a rotation over towards P2, which is about to pop in 8 seconds, and they're going to struggle, right? It's going to be hard to get a hold of anything here. They're putting a missile in as well. Pressure from the front, though. Next couple of gunfights could be big, but again, look, Horus Esports are in the position they can start to invest, because they know if they get a full 60 here, it's pretty much the game. There's everybody wiped, and Horus Esports now have the opportunity to set themselves up. Kaya Nation If you want to win this map, you've got to do it the hard way. You are 100 points behind.
Yeah, Horus Esports got that leader's advantage now. Kai Nation looking to get through the front of this hardpoint investment now coming through from DDoS season with the claw. This is horrendous. You are just going straight into the grinder. Kai Nation, 25 seconds now to try and grab away. Yoju's going to find a kill here. Horus Esports still in control though, and even if you could take a contest, if you're Horus, you're happy with just taking it, grinding down the game clock. Kai Nation looking for a way through. Gunfights for the most part going in Horus Esports' favor, and yeah, they're able to just hold on. Kai Nation now need to make sure that this rotation is theirs. If they lose this rotation, it is game over, and we are seeing a game 5.
I have no idea how this is going to go to on map number 5. First 2 maps, they're so solid from Kai Nation. I said it feels like it's just a different team playing this game now. They were so efficient in their operator usage. They were so solid across the board. When they found a break, they would get something from it. When they would find a rotation, they would lock it down for a good amount of time. They have barely found a bloody thing in these last 2 maps. 3-0 on the control. They're about to be 100-point clubbed, barring a miracle here on Apocalypse. Dusha will find 2 out of absolutely nothing. He's just going to spin on the 3rd as well. Yoju will go down. And map number 5 is beckoning, and you know exactly who has the momentum now. Hit is going to bring in the equalizer. This will not be the game here. They do not have the time, but it feels like it's just all of a sudden turned on its head. Hit will find 4 out of absolutely nothing in Horus Esports. It's a cakewalk to map number 5.
Yeah, they've still got to earn it. They've still got to get one more wave of gunfights. Kai Nation seem preoccupied with the old time, though. They are not there over by new. They have to go for a fast hit through Chicken Coop or around the back line. Chicken Coop, that push is dead. Now around the back line, perhaps they can get something done. Kato's able to get a couple of kills with the War Machine here. Tavazin is able to fight his way through Chicken. Can he actually find any value towards the point, though? Yes, he can. The COD timing works out in his favor here. Horus Esports with 9 points away from victory. DDoS season doubles up. Hitmarker will find number 3. Kai Nation are holding on by the fingertips at the moment. Horus Esports now fighting this one from the back line. And surely with that wave of gunfights, nope, that's not even going to be an Estros doubles up. Kai Nation are somehow still in this game.
It still feels like an inevitability, though. They are, what, 140 points, 60 points behind. The quick math's not working out. They eventually get themselves in. 20 seconds to go. That's going to be the game. Horus Esports will force a map number 5. It's a decimation over map 3 and 4, which is over in the blink of an eye. And all of a sudden, we're heading over towards map number 5. There is no way you could have told me we were heading to a map number 5 out of those first 2 maps. Kai Nation were... Again, it's not like, you know, you sort of see Demolition, you're like, okay, yeah, this one will be done at some point, they'll find something, but like Kai Nation were just comfortably the better team over the first 2 maps. Search and Destroy just leaps and bounds ahead in terms of knowing what they were doing. Map number 1, very clean in a certain aspect. Horus did well to bring it back, but Kai Nation always looked the most likely pretty much from the get-go, and it gives you a good indication of how teams are going to play out the rest of the series, but apparently not, because Control, they sucked. And map number 4, I don't know what to tell you, was pretty much the same story. So 2 versions of Kai Nation have showed up. They need the one that was in maps 1 and 2 to show up for map number 5 very, very quickly.
You know what's wild is I actually have to go check, but I'm fairly certain, and maybe I'm incorrect here, this is going to lose my credibility as a caster a little bit if I get this incorrect, but I'm fairly certain that Kai Nation might have got more points in their Hardpoint versus Status Quo than they did in that matchup versus Horus Esports. Yeah, they did. Okay, I just double checked it. I fact checked myself. I'm correct. They got more points on Hassi and a Hardpoint versus Status Quo than they did versus Horus Esports there on that Apocalypse Hardpoint. A more competitive matchup. I don't know what was going wrong for Kai Nation, but they could not win a rotation at all. And I've got to give a special shout out to Kato, because that might actually be one of the highest KDs we've seen in a single match. The entirety of that might be one of the highest KDs I've seen in a single COD Mobile match the entirety of 2024 in COD Mobile. I don't think we've seen one better than that. And we've seen some whopper matchups, right? With like Team NBA getting slapped up early on last season. Like, we've seen some crazy matchups. So that is an incredible performance coming through from Kato.
Yeah, really, really good. And look, I don't want to maybe... Are we being too harsh on Kato potentially? I think have Horus just stepped it up? Maybe. It's hard to say though. Like it's just been very, very different games. It's kind of like the first 2 maps were relatively close but comfortable for Kato, whereas these last two have been complete whitewashes. We head over to map number 5, and I honestly, how did they bring it back here after those 2 maps? The momentum is purely with Horus Esports. Now you would expect it to close out in their favor with the way that these last 2 maps have went specifically, but who knows at this stage? It's Call of Duty, mate. We very much we don't know. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think all expectations are out the window now, to be honest with you. I mean, like you've said it right. I mean, at the start of this series, it looked like we're seeing a very different Kai Nation to the one that is now we've seen in the last couple of maps were in control. They didn't look like they were in the game whatsoever. And I think that was mostly expected. And maybe a little bit more competitive, but it was expected that Control would be where they were weakest against Horus Esports. I certainly didn't expect that Apocalypse Hardpoint, though, and I think that's kind of the thing for me, where it's just like, do they get their form back here as we go into this Game 5 Express? I don't know. It's worth saying, though, that Express is one of the mixiest search and destroy maps we have here in COD Mobile. So many situations come down to just butting heads on site and hoping for the best. And all of this, of course, for a spot in Challenge Finals, one Express search and destroy to decide it all.
Johnson will find the opening kill. Find a second on the hit. My God. That's Jekyll and Hyde from Kai Nation so far. Yoju setting up here as well. On the defensive side, you would think with how good their snipers were in map number 2, this map should favor them. Still a push coming in over towards the A side here from Horus. And into the middle of the map is going to find nothing. And Kai Nation eventually walking up. So there you go. Dusha now left in a 1 versus 5. All the best.
Well, I said it. Sometimes it can just come down to who wins those opening gunfights on site. This time around, it's Kai Nation that get it done. Dusha in a horrendous situation here. 1 versus 5. Bomb down, sat in the locker room. And you've not bought yourself a locker. Dusha about to come headfirst in towards Dixis as well. He's got the better weapon for the situation, technically speaking, so he should be able to take Dixis out of the equation at least, but you've got to hit your snipe, and you can only see the hair on the top of Dixis' head. That's information for Dixis here with 40 seconds left on the clock. You're essentially shattering the game plan for Dusha, or what was kind of left of the game plan anyway, in a 1 versus 5. This is so difficult to pull off. You're living on a dream.
Yoju will find it. I'm still caught out by the analogy. You're in a locker room, but you didn't buy a locker.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all, I was just thinking about, you know, what you could do in a locker room. You know, what could you do? And it's just nothing. So that's it.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
GG's. Why are there lockers there? What is it?
Okay, here we are. I mean, over towards B. You've lost me entirely. DDoS will find one to open things up, and we're just going to send it over towards the site. What's going to work out for Horus? 1 versus 2 in their favor now. Some good shots coming through. John Snack will find one back. Him and Yoju buttered up, and that bomb will go down over towards B. Snipers out here is not the worst thing to have, but our Horus Esports going to give you the opportunity. Well, Kato did. Now a 2 versus 2. This is achievable.
Gotta check the corner though. DDoS is gonna be sitting there. Yeah, DDoS is gonna catch Yoju off guard. Better weapon for that situation as well. John Snack gonna get cut short by hit, and yeah, 50-50s over towards B. This time around, gonna be won by Horus Esports. Not gonna be left in a 1 versus 5 this time around. Maybe that changes the game plan a little bit moving forward here for Horus. Do they start to favor B as the site of attack? Of course, Kai Nation off the start do have to split their forces a little bit here. They're going to do exactly that. So it's going to be a 4 versus 3 on site. Now 5 versus 3 as Hitmarker joins the fun. And at the right time as well, he takes down Dixon. Tabers in just like that. There goes Esterossa as well. 3 for Hitmarker. Horus Esports blowing the site wide open. And that's why, generally speaking, you do not see teams on the defense split your forces in the way that they've done. Hitmarker's looking for the ace in the round. Number 5 right in front of him. Hitmarker trying to get it done with a pride fight as well. A melee for the ace, and Hitmarker is going to get it done. That is simply disrespectful, my man.
And that is the kind of round that can give you some serious momentum. Horus Esports finding 2 back-to-back, and it's with Hit finding 5 in round number 3. Kai Nation, you thought when they came into this 5th and final map, they found that first round and maybe things were going to change, but since then Horus Esports are starting to take over. Yoju now on his way over. DDoS will find the first, and there may be some more in line here. Nation, we're in okay position. You're just gonna just head on out and gets taken down pretty much straight away. It's a 4 versus 2 in favor of Horus.
Players relatively split up here in the situation as well. Yeah, Tavazin going to get cut short. Esteros is not really in a position to trade things out, and he's been spotted out as well. Surely Esteros is not long for this world. Somehow manages to climb in towards the train. Oh, almost gets away, but it is not to be. Horus Esports starting to gain some momentum here as SnD now. 3 rounds on the bounce. Kai Nation now need to start figuring things out on the defense.
Got to turn this round. We've still got plenty of time. Esterosa will find the first blood. DDoS will find one back. The say is there as well, but it's all of a sudden a 3 versus 3, 3 versus 2, 3 versus 1. DDoS left all on his own with an R9 in hand, and that is a shame. You would have thought he found that, and Esterosa just turns around and beams him. Kai Nation get one back, a convincing one at that as well. Good job. Had to find that round. 4-1 feels a lot more unattainable. Kai Nation close that gap. Big round for them, that.
A huge round, stop the momentum of Horus Esports once again. Butting heads on B for the final offensive effort here from Horus. Kato will double up here. Bring this down to a 2 versus 3. Kato going to find 3 in a row here. Kato's now on the hunt for the ace in this round. Dusha going to get shut down, so now Kato has to ace to pull this one off, and in from behind, John Snack should surely take him out. Kato somehow surviving for longer, almost pulls off number 5 in a row, but John Snack, of course, gets the better of him in the situation. Kai Nation able to even things out here as we switch sides. And again, so many of these rounds are just decided by who wins those opening gunfights, so this is not at all that scary of a position for Horus to be in.
Good job from Kai Nation, though, at the same time. Things were maybe getting out of hand. That's a good stun over the top, though. All of a sudden, you start to line them up. They're all just caught out at sea. Oh, my goodness me. This is just over so fast. Unless Dix can do something about this. Hold on. All of a sudden, a 1 versus 2, and he's got away. He's just not paying attention to the right-hand side of his screen. Didn't quite see it, and Dix has managed to get out here. So this will be a 1 versus 4. And it's a very doable one as well.
This is definitely possible. It depends whether or not he's managed to catch either Desai or Hit separate out from one another. Yeah, Hitmarker's not going to allow that one. He must have jumped through the elevator or something to get that shot, because he did not see him. That is a crazy shot coming through from Hit to get the final kill. 1 versus 4 will be denied. Horus Esports starting things strong here on the defense. Just 3 rounds away from getting their way in towards challenge finals over the Kai Nation squad that looked good versus status quo. Esteros are going to draw first blood here. Esteros are going to find a second off the start of this round. Numbers for Kai Nation, and it goes even more lopsided as well as Hitmarker goes down to say. And Dusha left up 2 versus 4.
Yeah, these all-out gunfights over towards B. It feels like they've been favoring Kai Nation. Bomb will go down. Such a difficult task now for Desai and Dusha. Coming at different angles though, and Tapizan will get taken down. Do they all spin around looking for him? Next gunfight's crucial, and Esterosa will find his 3rd of the round. Dix will be there to clean things up as well. 4 apiece between these two. We may well be going the distance here. Hard to separate them right now. Horus Esports did have themselves a 3-1 lead. Very quickly, we're at 4-4.
Man, it's just Express Search and Destroy is built for these Game 5 situations. Has been for years. One of the most iconic maps in Call of Duty esports history for Search and Destroy. Now it's given us a banger here for Game 5 versus between Kai Nation and Horus Esports. Kaya switching tact a little bit towards A they go. Esteros are already down for the count though. Might give Kai Nation remit to rethink how they're playing this round out, especially as Hitmarker's now trying to retake control of the site a little bit more. Dix decides the best way to even the odds in this situation is to get the bomb straight down. Is that an error though? Yes it is, as Hitmarker takes them down. Bomb is not planted, and the number's not in your favor.
Yeah, they got the trophy down. We're like, oh, okay, we can plant the bomb now, right? No, that's not how it works, unfortunately. Just very much there to cover the site. Really good job coming through from Horus, who are about to put themselves in a 5-4 lead. Unless John Snack can pull off a miracle here in a 1 versus 4. It's just so difficult, even with a Tundra, right? It's a bit of bad timing there. 1 behind them, 2. Desai will clean it up. Horus Esports 5-4 to the good. 2 rounds away from a spot in challenge finals.
Horus blinding Kaya Nation here. Just the smallest bit of decision making, changing the fate of Kaya. Kaya now B hit for them. Again, who's going to win these first bloods? The joust is on, and it's Dix and Tavison that get the better of Horus Esports. Dusha and DDoS, though, trading things out. DDoS looking for more kills with the R9. He's going to find a double. Yoju now, 1 versus 2.
Huge round. I would put Horus Esports just 1 round away from the series win. And I don't think Yoju knows there's 2 towards the backside. He is going to spot them with the R9. This position is not going to be good enough because Dusha is up and close and personal. In your face, the pistol to it. 6-4 now, Horus Esports. You're 1 round away.
1 round away from cutting out Kaya Nation from this season of the Snapdragon Pro Series. Looking to get it done here. You lost the search and destroy earlier on. This would be for the reverse sweep in this series. Hit marker, starting things strong. First blood for you through the middle of the map. DDoS in from behind. Tavison and Dix might well have traded things out, but DDoS could still blow the round wide open. Why are we not on board with DDoS right now? He finds the 1 kill in the middle of the map. Dusha for Dix as well. Now just Tavison. 1 versus 3 to save this search and destroy. And DDoS is right in front of him.
2-0 up and cruising. Seemed to be the vibe for Kaya Nation, and Tavison will find one. Makes it a 1 versus 2. It's a kind of player that if he does manage to pull off, it can gain you some momentum. Has plenty of time. Doesn't have the bomb. Has very little information as well. Well, 2 players from Horus Esports playing together. And is Tavison about to run into them?
Oh! There it is, hit marker for the final kill, and that's gonna be it. The reverse sweep all the way through, something we simply never expected from Horus Esports. Certainly not at the start of that matchup, certainly not the way that Kaya started the series turn. And then towards the end, Horus Esports just come out, I mean, just firing on all cylinders in the control and in the hardpoint as well. I mean, the search and destroy, that was competitive. Maybe not so much in the final 3 rounds, but certainly there in that series, that reverse sweep, that takes serious guts. They're going to challenge the Titans in Challenge Finals.
I honestly just left speechless at the end because it was just, I think it's almost like, you know, if a reverse sweep happens, it's very, very close games. Back and forth we go all the way through, then it's kind of understandable. But Kaya Nation were, I mean, look, it was a 25-point game in map number 1, admittedly, but they were in control the majority. Map number 2 controlled it. But since then, they got ran through. Horus Esports eventually turned up when we headed over towards control and never looked back. A 3-2 reverse sweep for Horus Esports to send them to Challenge Finals. Got to be a good feeling for them. They'll get the job done. Lauren, that was not what we expected after the first 2 maps, to say the least.
No, and I mean, talk about a way to start the day off. I think, you know, Horus Esports didn't want to give up their opportunity to continue on in the competition. This will be a massive win for them. It's not going to get any easier from here. Challenge Finals are still going to be an absolute slugfest, but massive congrats to Horus Esports for that reverse sweep. Like you guys were saying, that takes a lot to be able to pull that out here in the final hour of the regular season. And now we get to see what they can kind of bring to the table with the top 4 squads, which also means we're now done with Group A. This bracket has completed itself. We only have 1 more match left coming from the Group B side of things to close out the day and figure out which of our last 2 squads we will see in the next stage of the competition. And that one's not going to be any easier than what we just saw here between Kaya Nation and Horus Esports, because now we've got Tribe and Hydra right around the corner. So Brody, I mean, like, can you guys make it through another back and forth matchup?
I mean, look, to quote Jeff Goldblum, it's main event time, okay? This is the one we've been waiting for, right? Tribe versus Hydra. I am so hyped for this. This is going to be such a great matchup.
Jeff Goldblum quote.
Have you not? Right, we're gonna have
very
a
well
conversation
known one, apparently.
We're gonna have a conversation in the break about Thor Ragnarok, okay? And the fact that you don't remember this. Regardless, Tribe versus Hydra, it's gonna be a great matchup. Like I said at the start of the show, I do not think it is a guarantee that Tribe have got this one in the bag. And yeah, I cannot wait for another competitive series. This is gonna be great. I can't wait.
All right. We're gonna get to that match in just a second. Before that, we're gonna make sure we send it to a break so I can do some Google fact checking here on Brody with that quote. See if I missed something. And while we're doing that, also for everybody at home, if you could scan that QR code up on your screen, it'll take you on over to our survey. You can give us your thoughts about SPS, about Brody's quote selection here for the show. And if you do that, you'll be entered in to win a $100 gift card for the giveaway. Super easy, super quick, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on everything we've got going on here so far. But like I said, it's time for a short break so we can prepare for the second and final match of the day. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Monster Energy, DHL, and the United States Air Force.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, where we hope you're ready to get into the final match of the day, the final match of the regular season here in North America for Call of Duty Mobile, and when we will determine which team makes their way through to challenge finals after we just saw an insane reverse sweep to kick off the day between Kaya Nation and Oris Esports, with Oris Esports being the one securing their spot. We're now looking at Tribe versus Hydra and Ton. This is going to be another great match.
You would think so. I think a lot of people will be leaning towards Tribe on this one, but I am going to presume nothing after what I just seen in the previous series about which way anything is going. They could be 2-0 up. Who knows? There might just be this spell that is cast over them where they stop playing how well they did in the first two maps. So you never really know. But yeah, Tribe are the favorites heading into this one, but it should still be a very good series.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I've said time and time again, and it's maybe a meme at this point a little bit, but I do not expect this to be Hydra being walked over by Tribe in any real way. I think Tribe, especially looking up against Nexus last week, looked like they were not the perfect Tribe that we would usually want to see. Losing that game 5, I think, is definitely going to hurt them somewhat. So, yeah, I think Tribe's still got to step things up a little bit, because Hydra are the kind of roster you do not want to underestimate them. And I am very curious, before we get into this match as well, what Tribe's roster is gonna look like, because I know there was commentary last week about whether or not they should be bringing Marshy off the bench for this series, whether Marshy actually wants to be off the bench for this series. I kind of hope he is. I'd like to see Marshy back on the lineup.
Well, that'll be interesting to see once we do get into the matchup. Before we do that, though, we need to take a look at our picks and bans, see what our teams are bringing to the table here for this series. And we're starting things off with an Apocalypse Hardpoint here, Brody.
Yeah, Apocalypse is always a fun one. We literally just saw it, and I think it should be a good one, I think, for Tribe on the whole as we get into this best of 5. Looking across the series, though, Fire and Range Search and Destroy. Welcome to COD Mobile. Arsenal Control also in there as well. Hacienda Hardpoint as well. I mean, this is a very standard COD Mobile. This is like, if anyone was to ever ask me what does a COD Mobile map set look like, yeah, here it is. This is a COD Mobile map set and a half.
Yeah, I suppose Apocalypse is the only ever so slight, I want to say, tweak that you would maybe have in that one potentially, but then other than that, you're absolutely right. Yeah, Arsenal Control going to be coming in as well, so that could be an opportunity for Hydra to maybe try and find something there. But very, I think if you want to say fundamentally good maps for a lot of these teams and how they do play across COD Mobile. So especially that Hacienda one could be coming up to that map number 4, but I think if you are Tribe, you're happy with the start of this. Fire and Range is absolutely a map that you could go on the win, and then we head into an Arsenal after your pick of the Hardpoint and map number 1 as well. I think they're going to be relatively happy, but let's see what Hydra can bring to the table.
A little classic COD M to close out the day here and to close out the regular season. Everybody at home, the last time for today, give me your thoughts on how this matchup is going to play out. Which way will this series go? Will it be Tribe as the 4th and final team who will be participating in our challenge finals, or will it be Hydra? The players and the match is about ready to get underway. I can't wait to see how it plays out. So let's get back into it.
All right, well, we've been hyping this up as a potential Game 5 series, a close one between these two teams, and for good reason. Group B was an absolute slugfest between groups, every single roster involved. Although when it comes down to it, Hydra, I think, against the top teams, we look up their matchup against Nexus, in which they did get 3-0. They have not performed. Can they steal a map or two away here? Can they make this a close series against Tribe?
Well, it's about stepping up at the right times, and now is the final time you're going to have the opportunity to do so if you do want to make challenge finals. But I still think it would be a massive upset if Tribe don't even make it to finals. That'd be pretty crazy. So let's see if they can turn this one around after what has been a topsy-turvy season so far. Let's see if they can get the job done here. But as we mentioned, like, it's not going to be easy going up against Hydra, and as you mentioned, Tribe haven't necessarily looked at themselves. I'm curious if they can turn around, though, because I think for all that we are expecting a potentially relatively close game, would it be that much of a surprise if Tribe came out and just absolutely stomped as well? I'm not too sure. So let's see how things work out. To answer your question about the rosters, though, nothing has changed. Marshy is not in. Can Tribe Gaming bring their A game to the table? They will have to do so if they want to dispatch of Hydra.
Yep, nothing's changed for either roster, I believe, coming into this best of 5 from their last matchups. Yeah, still no Marshy, still no change for Tribe. I believe he's just basically a permanent fixture on the bench at this point. This kind of affirms it for me. Still, though, we'll see whether or not that will affect Tribe negatively. Coming into this matchup, Hydra are not a roster to be underestimated. And off the start of this game already, they are drawing these first bloods. They're getting first engagements on the hard point. Tribe Gaming kind of need to find a way through the middle of the map. And their one option to do so was Vague, who was kind of thinking about a rotation towards P2, but he gets cut down.
Yeah, Vic found his way over and was just trying to maybe try and find some cuts over towards P1 to help his team out, as well as maybe try and find something over towards P2. But good time for Hydra over towards P1, if only momentarily. But here come the kills that you need to find. Vague now has found a little bit of an inroad over towards P2. Can they pin them back? They've at least got split spawns coming on through, although I'm curious to see where these spawns now start to lie as well. I've got my beady little eyes in the bottom left corner to see where everybody's going to be sitting, and it is still going to be Hydra in a really good position heading over towards P2, and some good kills falling their way as well. Very good start for them. There's going to be 60 on offer in about 7 seconds time over towards P2.
Hydra starting this game strong. Not a dominant lead over Tribe by any means, but they do have the means to make sure it is. Moving forward, Fabuloso already picking up a couple of kills on the rotation here, keeping Tribe out of that back jungle spawn. Big one fight's going to be won by Vague, though. R9 in the backline should now flip the spawns out in Tribe's favor, but the rest of the rosters actually has to go down. For the middle of the map, they're still taking fights, and in doing so here, Hydra are actually able to kind of keep these back spawns in control. Saucy with the early investment here of the War Machine. It's been a great start for them with 9 kills off the beginning of this game. Every single gunfight towards the backline here is being won by Hydra. Tribe can't do anything. They've been infiltrated in the backline, and now Fabuloso really bringing the hammer down as well. I said this could be the kill where Tribe take a dominant lead, and it feels like it might be, as long as they don't give away this time to Tribe.
Hydra doing a really good job. Keep a hold of the spawns. They'll get the final 10 as well. It's about a foot race over towards P3. If you're Tribe Gaming, okay, you choked that one up. It's not the end of the world. Lost the spawns for P2. You cannot make that work. Now Hydra trying to find their way through the middle of the map. You expect a little bit better than that from T-Bag. Vig now going to try and find the reflank. He is going to be able to find those kills. Where the spawn's going to lie from over towards P2. Still for Hydra, so there should be some decent time on offer here for Tribe Gaming. It's not the easiest one to hold down, as Just will, well, prove that. Fabuloso found 2 as well, and all of a sudden Hydra into the point. Feels like Tribe maybe a little bit too easily broken there over towards P3. Vixo will bring out the equalizer to just try and solidify a little bit more time here for Hydra, but Tribe Gaming, again, just a little bit soft on those rotations. They will eventually find some good time here from the front side. Spawns have flipped. Hydra trying to find a way through from the other side now.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is where I imagine you're starting to see some investment coming out from Tribe here to ascertain not just control of the back 20 seconds here, but also spawns over towards New. You're starting to see that on the new map. You're starting to see investment in towards New. Look at player number 2 in Vague, ensuring that no player is getting towards the back line. Noisy, if anybody, would be the player to get that one done, and already Noisy is able to take Envy out of the equation. There goes Vague as well. Noisy is single-handedly giving Hydra a look in towards the rotation. Is that enough, though? Back spawn still good for Tribe. Fabuloso going to invest in Annihilator here to take some long-range fights to keep Tribe out of this time. Washi, the last one around the backline to deal with, and Fabuloso in the investment is going to remove that player from the time. But still, around the front, you haven't removed Tribe from the time. They're now fighting this one from the front. Here comes investment from Tribe. Investment from Use will take Vague down. Hydra here now in control.
Sensational work from Tribe, actually, to find those initial kills. They still will be in minor control, but Noisy just going to start lining them up. My goodness. They find the break back just so easily. Tribe going to try and find a break back through T-Bag. Will find a couple. But that was just, I want to say it was maybe a little bit unfortunate from Vague. He whips out the equalizer, ready and waiting, and this Sparrow just comes flying through the middle of the map and just takes him down. All of a sudden, Hydra in control of what was P4. And it's about to end as well. 15 seconds to go. They're going to get the majority of this time. Tribe Gaming going to walk away back over towards the second rotation, licking their wounds. These next couple of kills over towards P2 could be important. Noisy trying to hold it down. Does so well. Finds 2. And that's some good time. P2 spawns already there as well. We can see Tribe trying to get something extensive over towards that backside. Cannot get themselves through. And Tribe on the back foot after one rotation of hills. Really good job from Hydra.
Yeah, Hydra have just been in control of this game pretty much from, well, I mean, square one, right? Tribe Gaming now need to try and find a way back into this game. Start finding some value out of the operators, because I think Hydra have been a little bit better on that front so far. Wash is going to double up here. An opportunity for Tribe to get time here on P1. Vague now going to invest the equalizers to ensure that Tribe do get some time here. And you can see Hydra now spawning out towards the other side of the map. If you're Fabuloso here, the last player in control of those jungle spawns towards Nu, you need to ensure that you hold on towards his time. Hydra still fighting for P1. Vague looking for kills here with the equalizers. He's going to find 3. Hydra now being bullied away from this time, but they're okay here. They've got those backstops of the new spawn. Yeah,
I mean, that just really comes down to Fabuloso. Finds one, and then as soon as he does, it's Vague finding a couple with the equalizer, and they're like, yeah, bet, no problem. Rotation over towards P2, but Rapallo with 2 kills like that might just start to put a little bit of pressure on you, spawning up pretty quickly, but the guns have to be up fast, and they are from Fixo. Fantastic work, 3 kills in the feed. Hydra, you did so well over towards P2 when we kicked off this map, when we kicked off this series. Do it again, you're gonna have yourself a nice little lead. Tribe Gaming have closed that gap, but need to do something about P2. They couldn't last time. The second time the charm, they got the spawns.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a much quicker hit of the spawns here. Investment coming through from Rapallo. He will actually still find more as well. Finally does get shut down. Saucy with a war machine of his own. Still has more work to do though. Players on both sides to contend with, and if you're Envy, you're just playing this one super patiently, getting rid of the players coming off the spawn. Will only find 1. Is that cutting off the players enough here to get Tribe through the front of this hard point? Still the answer feels like it's no here. Reinforcements now coming through from Hydra. Washi trying to find his way through towards the time. T-back now for a double. Tribe looking for anything whatsoever to get this time, and they just can't get it done. Hydra now going to double up. It's Noisy for 3 in a row. Hydra will get this scrap time, and immediately they're following up with investment to get across the middle of the map. Maybe a bit of an early one, I think, from Noisy. Wanted some teammates to pick up some kills here, but regardless, if this investment equates to a break early from Hydra, this might be troublesome for Tribe, and it won't.
I mean, the thing is for Tribe there, though, at least they do get some sort of contestation. They don't make it easy, but the spawn's over towards the back. Here we go over towards P3, and Hydra nearly find themselves on the way in. They are just going to get cleaned up here by Tribe, but for Tribe, that wasn't a disaster. You didn't have the spawns. You tried to find a break. Now lost P3, though. He's going to find 1. Envy's going to be there to answer back. A big investment from both 2 teams. Envy's going to find a 3rd with the claw. And that might now just give them a little bit of breathing room to pick up some time here. 35 seconds remaining. They, well, don't need every single second, but they could do with it. Let's see if they can hold this down, though. It's Fabuloso trying to find a route through. It's going to find the snap on the Washi. Maybe just a pixel. That's all he needed. And on the T-bag as well. Can he find the 3rd? He cannot. Good hope from Tribe here over towards P3. 20 seconds to play for.
You've got to get this time if you're Tribe. Start snapping at the heels of Hydra. Investment being brought down from Envy as well. That's a Predator missile. Is it going to find anything? Yes, it will. Fixo down for the count now, and that should give Tribe that last 10 seconds. They are slowly but surely closing the gap between themselves and Hydra. If they can get these back gunfights as well, it would spell disaster for Hydra. That seems to be, for the most part, exactly what's happening. There's one player towards the back line. They're going to get shut down. Fabuloso will find a couple of kills, though. Tribe Gaming now on their way, starting to challenge this early time over P4. Hydra winning the vast majority of the gunfights. The kill feed will light up blue, though, and Hydra should be the first team to touch here on Nu.
Tribe, what do you got to try and break this? It's a clean setup. War Machine is ringing on through it. Ain't finding a great deal. Useful find 2. Vague and Washi combining well. Oh, and they found another. Rapallo will be there to come through the other side, but Saucy and Noisy answering back. This is huge time if they can lock it down. They're managing to hold it just for now. The spawns are going to flip. Tribe Gaming now coming in from the other angle. Vague T-bag working well, but Noisy still surviving inside of the point. How on earth has he found 2? Doesn't get the 3rd, but then here comes the investment from Hydra. Saucy will bring in the War Machine. They're still in control. Saucy fighting for, my goodness. That's such a huge investment. Vague's able to find 1 back, but it's Hydra on top. They get the majority of the time. They will hold it down. And Tribe Gaming, they've got a long route back here now.
Yep, that was a huge hard point coming through from Hydra. Again, Tribe were only, what, 20, 30 points away from taking the lead away from Hydra. 1 break, and they probably would have got it done. So Hydra to walk away from that hard point with a full 60 over Tribe is huge. Now, Hydra just 35 points away from taking map number 1 over Tribe Gaming in a series that might potentially eliminate the Titans from the entirety of this year's competition. What a statement that would be. Tribe now looking for control, though. Looking for the 40 seconds off P1. Hydra still in control of those P2 spawns. They're going to go for it. Investment coming through from Used. T-bag, Vague, Rapallo, though, all finding kills. Used needs to find something with the Sparrow, and he only finds 1. And off the back of that flurry of kills, Tribe flip the map in their favor.
It's going to be one. I was about to say it's going to be the first time they get the P2 spawns, and they still do have them. Problem is, though, they can't let Hydra get all of this time. They're going to be so close. And Tribe are not going to be too far away. If they can hold down a full 60 over towards the next themselves, they're going to get some decent time. That could be a huge gunfight. Noisy, he's not going to try and find something. He cannot. Now Hydra maybe need to settle down just a little bit because they're starting to lose a few gunfights over towards P2. We go. Eustace actually found a way through. How on earth has he found that? All of a sudden, has that opened up the door for everybody else to try and walk through? The answer is yes. Saucy will find 2 and 3 for Saucy. Hydra find a way in. Tribe Gaming, you had control, and Saucy is just lining everybody up at 6 in a row. The War Machine is out, and that might be game.
Might be. Tribe not even getting the close spawns as well. All you got to do is just fire these War Machine bullets down range, and it's going to be GG's. Hydra looking to bat away. Tribe Gaming here in game number 1. Saucy will piece up a couple more players as well. Can anybody from Tribe even touch the hill for a contest in time? Raballo finds one over the top, but no more than that. Hydra with a statement victory to kick off this best of 5. They steal map 1 away from Tribe.
I mean, Saucy towards the end, that was ridiculous. I think we've seen 6 in the space of a few seconds when they're coming in off the respawn, then brings the War Machine and puts the pedal down. Crazy, crazy. It just felt like Tribe Gaming were backs against the wall from the get-go, though, right? It felt like they were always behind. They were always trying to find a way back into the game. And it's just not the way you can play a Hardpoint. It's just so hard to win a game when you are constantly chasing your tails. But Hydra, you've got to give them their credit. I think especially as well, they just found those kills at the right moments. You think back to specifically over towards P4 in that first rotation. Tribe had a really nice setup. They had a couple of operators invested. They were ready to go. And the operator usage from Hydra was fantastic. It was sparrows into certain corners that players are typically going to sit in when you're trying to find that breakover from the side. They weren't specifically, not from the ruins on the towards the huts. And like moments like that get you into the game, put yourselves a little bit of a gap, and then you see Saucy. I mean, how many kills he picked up towards the end? It was absolutely insane. It was when you found this break initially, that's what set off the chain of events that led to Tribe Gaming falling in map number 1. I mean, that is just a crazy, crazy map number 1. 45 and 34 from Saucy is top of the pile, and rightfully so.
Yeah, Hydra just look actually insane right now. Their map control as a team as well. I think this is something that, you know, generally speaking, we as casters sometimes don't give teams credit for enough is, you know, when the teamwork is on point. And right there, it was absolutely on point for Hydra. They knew as a team the right way to move across the map and break Tribe at the right points in those games. I've got to give them a big shout out. I think it was P4 in the second set. That was the moment for me where it felt like it was decided between those two teams, where it felt like Hydra were like, look, you know, Tribe, they were snapping at the heels. They were only 20 points away. They almost immediately break the control that Tribe have over P4, what little control it was, and they hold for a full 60. It wasn't the game-winning moment for sure, certainly towards the end. I think Saucy got that one down, but still, it was a big reason why they're able to take it away. So Hydra start this series 1-0 up over the Titans in Tribe Gaming. And again, a reminder, folks, that if Tribe Gaming lose this series of Call of Duty Mobile, they are done. They are not going to be at World Champs, which is insane. When you talk about the trajectory of these players over the course of the last year, you talk about Seminole, right? You talk about Seminole going into World Champs 2023, being like the story effectively, right? And kind of that story evolving to the point where now we're looking at a series where, look, I know we're only one map deep, so we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit here, but there is a world in which they don't make it.
I mean, the performance hasn't been so what we expect, though. They haven't quite been able to bring into the table, especially comparatively to Status Quo and all the other guys. It's not necessarily been what we really expected. Let's see how things go down, though, because there is still plenty of this series left. I think it was just, there was that one moment though for them towards that final rotation, that final P2 that you had. You get that hill, you hold it down, all of a sudden you're within touching distance. It could go either way. They do not find it. So we'll go to a search and destroy now. Over to firing range. Can they bring it back, or will Hydra put another nail in the coffin? The Tribe here, it has not necessarily been the best of season so far, but things can change very, very quickly, and although things can just continue the same way, because Saucy finds 2, Washi can answer back into 4 versus 2 almost instantaneously. Here now in favor of Hydra.
Tribe will make this a little bit more manageable, but still, yeah, I don't know if that really matters, given the fact you're in a 2 versus 4. You've got no choice here in this situation but to play this individually. Look for something. Fabuloso playing for information as soon as he spots out Washi in the situation. I was gonna say he's just gonna play for the comm for the teammates to come over towards B. Instead, he will decapitate Washi in this situation. Leave Envy in a 1 versus 4. And I'll be honest, if you want anybody, you probably want Envy, but still, it's a big ask.
That's tough. Very tough. Envy, shot nearly. Unfortunately for you, it used to sit there with the R9 in hand. Hydra find the first round. Nice little bit of momentum to take them into map number 2 after what was a brilliant map number 1. It may well be ticking over to about 3 AM here in the UK for me and Brody, but we are gassed for this one. Hydra. Good start for the search and destroy. I think it might have actually been a clap from Saucy to kick things off.
Wouldn't surprise me, mate, I'll be honest. It wouldn't surprise me at this point. After what happened at the end of that hard point, Saucy might be my new favourite player. No bias, of course, no bias.
Everybody has biases some way or another.
Only to the European teams.
Yes, of course.
Well, Hydra here in this round starts strong on the defense. They're looking for a way to take down Tribe once again here in this round. Tribe slowly teetering their way towards B. Hydra on the defense haven't exactly got themselves an ironclad D for sure. Fabuloso taking a pot shot through the smoke. You's going to get taken down over by A. And I wonder whether or not Tribe will react to this. Yeah, they're going to make their way over towards A. The call has been made by Washi like, hey, we've got a bomb site to ourselves here. We might as well make the best of this.
They do have the number advantage. How long? Oh, well, no, they're going to add to it. Noise gets caught out. So these close range gunfights have started to go their way. Vig now in a little bit of trouble with everything going on over towards the A side. Fabuloso will find him. That bomb is now down. Office is 3 in favor of Tribe with the bomb down. This should be their round, you would think.
Well, she's going to pull Fixo out of the round here. So again, it's a situation we were talking about Tribe in the previous round. Now, the onus of Fabuloso and Saucy to do something individually. Saucy will start well enough. Saucy continuing on. Never a doubt Saucy in these situations. Now a 2 versus 2. Saucy looking for more. Will get cut down, but the call will be made to Fabuloso as to where these last 2 players are. Envy is having none of it. We'll trade things out. Big adaptations coming out from Tribe in that round. The rotation over towards A. The call was made. I believe it was Washi. It was over there first to say, hey, look, we've got a bomb site free. We're going to make the best of this situation. Make the best of it. They do. Tribe will even the odds.
Yeah, Saucy believing in his own hype just a little bit there after those first 2 kills. Go for the chal almost immediately. If he'd waited just a couple of seconds longer, his teammate was on the flank. Still, it would have been a tremendous round if they could have found it. Tribe do eventually get a hold of it though. We're now playing the slow game. Just waiting for a push either way. That's a big grenade over now towards Vig. Very, very weak. Will get out. So back to square one here for Tribe Gaming. What's the player? Which way are you going?
Tribe still looking for something in this round. Some kind of first blood. Hydra not giving anything away for free. And that's the problem here for Tribe. They've still got a wealth of time to make this one work. Here in COD Mobile, of course. SnD rounds are just a tad longer than they are in mainline.
They feel a lot longer though, don't they?
I mean, they are a lot longer. I think they're a whole minute longer, I want to say. Tribe Gaming, looking for the first blood. They're not going to find it. Fabuloso is going to be the one to get that one done. This is now awkward for Tribe.
Yeah. When you leave it this late, you do have to start to move very, very quickly. And when you don't have the numbers, it makes it that much more difficult. Great shot from Fabuloso. Oh, my goodness me. Eustace here to maybe find another, but Fabuloso's working himself on an AC. Isn't going to find it. He does get taken down, but Rabalo on his own. And Fixo will fly on through. That's all about Fabuloso. That one, 3 snipe kills for the round. 2 on the Hydra.
I'll be honest, I keep on saying it, and, you know, again, maybe a conversation for later on the series in a situation where maybe Hydra don't make it to Challenge Finals, but this Group B feels criminal. To have Hydra in this group for Tribe. It's insane. On the start of this round, though, Use going to get cut short. First blood for Tribe. Utility over the top here. Smoke will give Tribe the coverage to get the bomb down over towards A. T-Bag going to get cut down, though. All of a sudden, around there might be going in Hydra's favor. Vague will trade things out to a 3 versus 3, and the bomb should still go down over by A. So this is fine for Tribe. You're going to be able to play off this post plant. Hydra now need to find a way through this site.
Have to pick them apart from the outside. Fabuloso, do you have time to try and find the angle? There's somebody over towards the top side. That's maybe who he's trying to isolate. Rabalo behind the bomb is going to be such an issue. Envy has already found Fabuloso. Isn't going to get traded. 2 versus 3 now. It just gets ever so more difficult with 15 seconds to go. Rabalo behind the bomb is just going to be the linchpin. Vague will jump out, and that will be the round. Tribe answer back pretty quickly in convincing fashion. Not really any trends so far for either one of these two teams. It's hard to decipher which side is feeling the little stronger. Both of them really going at it, though. Different kind of rounds all the way through it. Close game so far here in map number 2.
And now Tribe finding something a little bit more decisive here. It's a fast hit over towards B. Fabuloso's not prepared for it. He's going to get cut down, covered with snipes. Really wanted to walk away with something there in that round, but no value whatsoever. Tribe still want more frags, though. Used to be able to capitalize on that for the kill against Vague. T-Bag and Rabalo trade things out, though. Washi's also going to find Saucy. All of a sudden, this round has totally fallen apart. Noisy left up 1 versus 4. He's hoping to catch some kind of timing here on the exit, and I don't know if he's going to get it. T-Bag just waiting there. He will find one. Now can he get away?
Expecting the flank to come through. Washi is somewhat there, but yeah, the element of surprise that you had to find the first one is the only reason you did. Envy will find one, and Tribe Gaming will find themselves in the lead here. Hydra have had the opportunities on this defensive side, but Tribe Gaming to punish them every single time they've had the opportunity. 2 minutes on the clock into another round. 3-2 still a very, very close game.
I like the adaptation coming out here from Tribe. Immediately now transferring over towards A. What a nade over the top. Lovely set nade from Washi. Removes Used from the situation. You still know that you've got to deal with Fixo inside the trailer. And of course, Saucy towards American side. So there's a lot to contend with here. There's that one kill. Fixo evaporated right in front of our very eyes. There goes Saucy as well. Washi will find even more value. Why would you even doubt him in this situation? Fabuloso, 1 versus 4. Will trade out Washi, but now you know where he is.
And they won't Charlotte either. They won't even give him the opportunity to try, but not on that team. Just not a hope in hell. Fabuloso, this will be euphoric if you manage to pull this one off. I mean, we're back to back inside of tin. T-Bag is about to eviscerate him as soon as he walks over the top of the stairs.
Ooh.
That was Vague in the end. I wasn't worried. You made a worried noise there. I was never...
He got in. He got into the trailer. He got further than I thought he was going to.
He can't shoot in 3 different directions.
Honestly, with what I've seen so far this series, mate, I didn't want to count out the possibility. You know, you never know. These guys might just start spinning around, taking 3 pieces left, right, and center. Not going to happen, though. Switch sides now. Hydra on the offense. They want to start this round fast and furious. They're going to overwhelm Envy towards the backline. Vague goes down in sight as well. The adaptation is actually pretty good here from Tribe to immediately get some coverage over the top over towards B. You're looking to try and take these guys down before the bomb gets planted. Rabalo not able to do that, though. So this bomb's going down whether you like it or not.
Great job from Noisy. Second goal was important. Washi now in a really, really tough spot. Nade out. Should be solid. Not solid enough. Just a tough situation. It's just such a hard site to break back when you don't have the numbers. Never mind being in a 1 versus 3. You may well be Washi, but... I mean, we've seen crazy plays from him over towards this site. I don't think today is going to be where we see another Used will find the kill. And they will bring it back to 4-3. Touching distance now.
Back and forth we go in this search and destroy. Good start on the offense from Hydra again. It's decisive, and that's what you want to see. in kind of echoes of what we saw in the Hardpoint in a way. We talk about that team plate. Seems to transfer well enough across the search and destroy. Here we go, aggressive once again, but Washi gonna draw the first blood. Hydra don't really seem that discouraged from overwhelming on the site, but they're still losing the gunfight. Fabuloso gonna go down. You're left up in a 3 versus 5. Was it worth it? Because you're now going to try and get this bomb down on site. You need to overwhelm towards a trailer. Teabag and Raballo just picking up corners. Saucy left up, and that is a flawless defensive round from Tribe.
I think Hydra, you know, when you get that position on the site, you want to try and get control of Tin, and they were really committed towards it. Didn't manage to find it. Now all of a sudden, you find yourselves 2 rounds behind. Hydra need to find something else here. Saucy with just something through the smoke though. And Washi gets taken down. It's just a painful one. Fabuloso looking for a pick as well. 2-2 split now for Tribe Gaming to try and defend against the 5 of Hydra. Pick a site, send at it, and hopefully a team can defend.
Got first blood. What do you do with it? Got a wealth of options here. Tribe just trying to play for a trade. Do not give it to him. Envy almost gets the snipe there on towards Saucy. That's a big head to take down if you would have got that frag. And if I'm Hydra here, I don't know if I'd play as scared as this. Granted, I probably wouldn't be doing anywhere near as well in a matchup versus Tribe, but still, they are still very much reeling from what happened in the last round. I think they're kind of cautious about making their way over towards A, and in doing so, they do gift that trade out towards Envy, now a 4 versus 4.
Feels like Hydra need to use their numbers at some stage. They lost them though. Trying to find a pick against Tribe. They ain't gonna offer you anything. Waiting for the moment to try and find something, and this might now be it. Teabag has to be backed on down. It's gonna be about Raballo staying alive inside of 10. He will find one, but cannot find the second, and that should now be A-side control. The inevitable flank is going to start coming on through, but Saucy finding that on a Teabag might solidify the round. 3 versus 2. This next gunfight's huge. Saucy with another. The snipe shot's clean, and Envy has left him all alone in a 1 versus 3. Tough situation now. Hydra should be able to bring it back in within 1. Hold on.
Oh boy, I was like, should be a win for Hydra, but it's Envy on the other side. Yeah, big round, and I think that the thing is there for me, I think for Hydra, even though they almost do kind of chuckle the advantage they build early on, the first blood is Washi, and that is a crucial first blood, because if you don't take Washi out of the power position that he's got over the A site, you have no control over that site whatsoever, and it's highly likely you ain't getting on it. So big head to take down. Reason why they're able to get control. Now they just need to repeat it once again. Set nade over the top. Doesn't connect in towards the trailer park. Nobody is there. This time try playing a little bit more reserved. They've reinforced the B site. And I wonder whether that's the correct play call. Whether Hydra do play into that.
Slowly but surely making their way forward. Edging their way forward. Again, Tribe are just so... I want to say just strict in their defense. They're so... The word's escaping me. As said, it's getting late. Irrelevant of that, they ain't moving. And Hydra, it's making their life very, very difficult.
I mean, it's almost as if Tribe are literally just scaring them away. They're doing the best Medusa impression at the moment. It feels like if Hydra look at them, they'll be turned to stone. And I mean, they need to start forcing the issue. I really do think that one offensive round where they couldn't get control of A has been the biggest issue for them so far here on the offense, despite being pretty good. Finally, they're making a decision. Vague is playing this one so patiently. A Cobra ready to strike in the Scrask. Vague is going to find a couple of kills. Fabuloso does trade things out, but Tribe have the numbers on the site. Saucy left up, isolated, going to get shut down. Vague waited ever so patiently the entire round over by B. Might have well put his phone down and started eating a bowl of cornflakes. He gets the kills in the end. Tribe now 1 round away. It's that time of the morning,
a little bit late for a bowl of cornflakes.
Bit early, mate. It's 3 AM. We're almost there.
Early, late. Depends if you're a glass half full or glass empty. That's kind of the saying. Here we are. Anyway, I mean, if Hydra, they've really given up a lot of map control here. And now Tribe have just starting to squeeze now. They hadn't moved all of the previous round, and they've just allowed... Oh my goodness me, how on earth is T-Bag found 3? That is disgraceful. Saucy and Noisy left down in a 2 versus 3 to keep themselves in this search and destroy. Saucy might have an angle and does. 2 versus 2. T-Bag's heroics, are they going to be enough to solidify this map and tie the series up, or can Hydra extend it? Envy will find one. It's a 1 versus 2 for Noisy.
I don't know if they saw him. Really. They should be able to see that the bomb is down, though. Did Raballo just see him through the crack? Pause. Noisy looking for it. Yeah, Raballo just keeping the angle, and he will close out the search and destroy for Tribe towards the back half. Really start to step things up a notch, and Tribe just could not figure things out on the offense, no matter how much they tried. I'll call it for what it is. It felt like Hydra were playing a little bit scared off the back of, I think, that second offensive effort where Tribe just crushed them. I think they just felt a little bit too indecisive for my liking.
Yeah, it felt like there was not really any great execution, was there? I mean, look, Tribe were just sitting tight, and it just felt as if Hydra were waiting for them to make a mistake, and they never did. They never really forced their way forward. They never really asked questions too much on the defense until that final round where they hit an immediate flank through B. Other than that, they just sat and waited for them on these defensive rounds, especially. Hydra never really asked the questions, and they will get punished for that. 1 apiece now as we head into a control. We knew it would be a series. Honestly, Hydra started it fairly well, though. Tribe just eased their way into the game. Saucy with another good game, but not quite good enough to get Hydra through that one. Raballo and Washi combining well. Tribe will even the series up here. We will be heading over towards Arsenal very, very shortly. The series all tied up. No idea which way this one goes after 2.
Yeah, it's been a weird series thus far. Again, we talked about the fact that Hydra were going to be competitive with Tribe, and I think they've delivered on that thus far. With that search and destroy, I think is going to give Tribe a much-needed confidence boost going into the latter half of this series. Next up, I believe we've got Arsenal control, if my brain hasn't betrayed me. Maybe we do, I don't know. There we go. It's 3 a.m. My brain might mess me up at this kind of time. Regardless, yeah, it's an Arsenal control next up, and this is going to be a fun one. Again, it's one that a lot of COD Mobile teams have favored recently. Tribe should be okay.
Yeah, you would think so. But I honestly was coming to the series and expecting a little bit more from them in map number 1. They don't get it done. But that was a little bit more like it in map number 2 and looking like a very, very solid outfit heading into control. Who's going to come out on top, though? Because we do sometimes... at least myself, associate a good team with being good at control. You know, the solid squads that always seem to work together. Yes, okay, but when it comes down to Arsenal control, it can be a little bit funny, especially when it comes down to these spawn traps. You can steal rounds away from absolutely nothing. So let's see how it does work out here. Both these two teams very evenly matched, 1 apiece in this series. Feels like the control could be a massive swing for one of these two teams. We would be heading over towards, I believe it's actually a was it a Hydra pick for, oh no, sorry, it wasn't. It was a Tribe pick for map number 4. So if they can find this control, you're heading over towards Hacienda. They'd be feeling confident. But if you don't, all of a sudden you're having to try and force map number 5. There's a lot of outcomes that could happen within this one, but interested to see how it's going to go down when we get there.
Yeah, this is a big map, big swing game in this series again. Tribe, I think they probably did expect coming into this one that Hydra would be a competitive team, given how closely matched Hydra were, despite the 3-0 from Nexus. It's worth saying that Nexus did 3-0 Hydra in the first round of this group, this GSL group, but some of the maps are very close. I think the search and destroy was like a 7-4. I want to say, whether you count that as close is kind of a yeah. But the hard point was, if you remember, it was like a Hackney Yard hard point, I think it was, and Hydra had control of the rotation right at the end of the game. I'm pretty sure you and I were casting that, or maybe we weren't. I don't know. But it
all blurs into one of this time of night. Yeah, honestly, it does blur enough.
They chuckled it right in the closing moments to Nexus, so there could well have been a map steal away against Nexus in that series, but they lost it. That's why that 3-0 went down the way it did. Point being, Hydra are a competitive team. Tribe should not underestimate them. If they haven't learned that already, they will moving forward in this series. It's time for our Arsenal control, folks. A swing game in this series. Who's going to take the lead here? Tribe start things off on the defense.
T-Bag, really good start here for the side of Tribe. trying to control over towards this B side. It's been a good opening salvo, the defensive side, especially if you can find this one. You do force them away. Really good job from Tribe, and that's job number one done. Don't lose those opening gunfights. They just about get the better of Hydra and can move their way forward now. And Rabalo and Co set themselves up. Washi with, of course, the best skin I've ever seen on any Call of Duty. It's at least up there. Now the push over towards a Vague here, ready and waiting with the MG42 as well. A little bit of progress being made though. Find the side of Hydra over towards A, eventually making inroads, but Tribe not panicking yet.
Panicking just yet. Kills now starting to come through from Hydra though. Maybe they will have to panic sooner rather than later. Vague comes through for the double though and clears point for now, but look at all the yellow arrows around him on the map. There's only so much that Vague can do in that situation. And I don't really know if he's done enough. These doors are so frustrating to deal with. You've really just got to slide out and hope for the best. Time this at the same time as well with T-Bag coming through the vents. Washi does not. Can T-Bag do anything through vent side? No. A is gone. Late flank from Rabalo might be able to do some damage, and it does for 3. Rabalo effectively clears house here. Can he get away with his life as well? No, he cannot. But still, Rabalo's free piece here completely stops all the momentum built up there by Hydra off the back of that capture.
Crucial kills. Coming in at the right time. And now for Hydra, how do you find an inroad? I mean, they're just picking them apart right now. This works out for Tribe. If they can find a few more just to force them back, it puts them in an even better spot. Feels like Hydra are kind of going one by one at the moment. It's not working out for them. They need to try and formulate a plan, but this was kind of the problem on Search and Destroy, right? They didn't really offer anything up themselves. They would just pounce on any sort of mistakes if they could find a pick. Tribe Gaming, again, are not making it easy for them.
Hydra have definitely slowed up pretty considerably. Again, they really did want to have a fast swing from A to B. Hydra now 12 versus 12. Hey, for a couple of kills here. This is a big stop. Source is going to take himself out of the equation as well. Useful come through for the kill, though. This is going to have to turn the attention of Washi, who's pushed all the way up. T-Bag's going to get the kill against Noisy, though. Use going to get taken down by T-Bag, who finds 2. And now if you're Washi in the situation, you can kind of slow up a little bit. But now Hydra, desperation setting in. 10 seconds on the clock.
War Machine's out, though, from Rabalo. He wants to make sure that they do get this round. Annihilator out from Fabuloso. You would like to think that Envy and Rabalo hold this one down just as well. Rabalo going to be there to try and get the cross, but it is all of a sudden a 5 versus 4, but no time. Tribe Gaming, one to the good. I want to say like kind of a hallmark defense on Arsenal control. Nothing too crazy about it, just steady away. Didn't get overzealous sometimes and push for the spawn trap. You will see teams do that. Tribe Gaming are not one of those squads. 1-0. Let's see what Hydra can do on the defensive side themselves.
Oh, they're going to butt heads on A to kick things off. Investment from both sides. Tribe is really the only one to find any value whatsoever here. Fixo on the other side will find one with the equalizers, but not going to find any more than that. Vague is basically an operator in on himself at the moment as he finds a couple of kills. Tribe effectively brute force their way towards A, and now Washi with the sniper rifle here. Tribe may actually transition straight towards B from A in this situation. Why the hell not? Your kill feed is lighting up blue. They're winning much every single gunfight ton. This is insane.
And this is how you get things going. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to make things happen when the operators are available, and they are in round number 2, and Tribe Gaming are making that known to Hydra right now, working on 2 different ends. And is the MG42 going to be enough there? Not quite. Noisy eventually takes Vague down, but is the damage done? I mean, there's plenty of it being done. Absolutely. Oh, they've captured A. They're about to capture B as well. That was almost perfect from Tribe Gaming. Watch that one back. If you want to know how to attack on Arsenal control, do it like that.
You know what's the wild thing, right, is we see the investment, and yeah, you know, granted, they get a couple of kills out of it. Granted, I think it certainly adds some serious pressure to the offense there from Tribe Gaming, but that's not even what earns them control over the point. It's just great team play across the board from Tribe. You see Washi with the sniper rifle basically holding down B all by his lonesome. And now Hydra, you got to pull off a reverse sweep here in this control. Otherwise, we're going to see the most dominant victory for either squad in this series thus far, and it's not going to be for Hydra's side. Brilliant start from Tribe here on the defense as well. Investment coming through from Envy to remove Fabuloso from play. Tribe here really starting to set themselves up for map control and even an eventual spawn trap, but they might be getting ahead of themselves here. Houston Saucy will combine for 3 now. Saucy bringing out the war machine. Investment from Hydra to try and get back towards the point, but I was kind of hinting it. You look at T-Bag on the flank here. Can he find any value? No, he's going to get cut down from Fabuloso. That's a big pick.
I don't mind this from Tribe, though. They recognize the threat. They somewhat back down. They're trying to stay tight on it. Vig will just about survive there. And now we'll go back through to try and slow this down. A is all but lost, but can you maybe just decimate them a bit further? Not quite. Good start to the round from Hydra. And now can they get something going? Or will Tribe Gaming just stifle them once more? They're so good at doing this, just setting themselves up in awkward little positions. And Hydra have got to dot so many I's and cross so many T's before they even get anywhere near B.
It's just a lot to ask for, even though they've technically speaking got a life advantage. You got a lot to do here. Again, just like that round previously, they've been completely denied the transition to B. And Tribe got their fingers in all sorts of pies at the moment. Again, they're starting to look at a potential spawn trap. You can see Envy setting that one up with a kill against Fixo. He'll try to pick him up off the spawn as well. And he picks up Saucy. Big kills now being made from Envy in the spawn. It's problematic for Hydra. They are not getting the reinforcements through the middle of the map they wanted. Finally, Saucy and Fabuloso will pick up a couple of kills. And that's go time. You're also going to find Washi here. You need to find some value if you're Vague. And if there was ever a time to do it, it's now. Vague for the double. Again, slows things to a snail's pace for Hydra.
But Hydra have made inroads. They have crawled up that map. Washi will answer one back. They will get rid of Vig on the back of that as well. So all of a sudden you do have a free road over towards this B point. You have to find something here. If you're a baller, he gets taken down. Vig will find one off the respawn. But now there's a little bit of progress being made over towards this B side. Tribe collapsing from a few different angles. Vig will find another on the fix. So Noisy just trying to sit tight. Big gunfight win from Fabuloso. And now it's only one direction you have to worry about Tribe Gaming coming from. And that's their spawn. Envy will find one. Looking like they are going to get some control. And Hydra have 20 seconds more to try and get something going here in the control. They're about to be 3-0.
Hydra looking for something. 10 seconds left here in this control. You have to go full send towards this point. Investment now from Tribe to close this one out. Investment from Fabuloso on the other side as well. Fabuloso was your final hope. He's going to get cut down. Tribe Gaming a clean 3-0 here in this control as they are now firmly in the driving seat of this series.
And just so good at stifling the opposition. Like, what they do so well, you don't see. And it's such a complaint of mine as well in terms of what we see on Arsenal Control for some teams. They will push and think spawn trap, spawn trap, spawn trap. Tribe Gaming just set themselves up so classically in control. They set themselves in these positions. You've got to get through them somehow. They're finding at least a kill before you take them down every single time. It just stifles you. It's so frustrating to play up against a very strong control team when you're on the attack on a map like this. There's 1 point remaining. They will spread themselves across the map. They trust each other to be able to find the gunfights.
Yeah,
they did that time and time again. A 3-0 does not fly them whatsoever.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note as well, I think that it's a level of respect, right, that Tribe gives to Hydra is the reason that they don't just kind of egregiously go straight for the spawn trap that you mentioned, right? Because it is so easy to just think, right, we're just going to send 2 players to the spawn trap, and then, you know, you get ahead of yourselves, you don't actually pick up the kills, you lose map control, and it all falls apart from there. But Tribe know a roster like Hydra that have given them grief this series, right? They've got to give Hydra some respect. They lost the hard point, and we'll get into that conversation here in just a moment before map number 4. It's the reason that they don't do what you would normally expect them to do against other teams in the competition. Tribe respect Hydra, but they certainly don't respect them. The scoreline is a clean 3-0. Envy finishes 19-9. Shout out to Vega as well, 17-10. Key power players for Tribe in that game. Big reasons why they're able to take the series lead here.
Really good job coming through from Tribe. I mean, even T-Bag was 7-11, but we've seen some one particular moment where he found a couple of kills that just shuts down an attack from Hydra, and now Tribe in a very commanding position. They've somewhat just been fundamentally very, very good over the last 2 maps. Map number 1 was, you know, it was a bit chaotic at times. It feels like when the pace slows down, Tribe Gaming just come into their element. And, well, okay, Hacienda is going to be a change up from that, though, as we head into map number 4. It is going to be fast paced, but this is their map. They will maybe feel a little bit more confident than they did on Apocalypse as we head into it, but they're in a good position in this series now, Brody, and I'm curious if they're going to be able to close it out here. It feels like they are in the ascendancy somewhat. The pace slowed down, but if we go to a hard point again, it's exactly the way it was in map number 1. We're seeing in map number 5. But right now, Tribe are exactly where they want to be. They've got 2 more maps to close this one out. They'll feel confident they can do so.
Yeah, my thought process here going into this is Hydra took game number 1, right? Then they looked pretty good in that one. As a hard point, it's the strongest map for them in the series, because they won it. And secondarily, Hydra have historically, at least this season, historically maybe not the correct word, have been a hard point team. I think that's been pretty obvious from how competitive they've been. Again, going back to their series versus Nexus, what was the one map they almost took away? Hardpoint, right? And again, you know, it kind of proves to me that Hydra are a very competent hardpoint team. So I think if they are going to force a game 5 here, I wouldn't be surprised. And then on top of that as well, I believe that Tribe lost Hacienda hardpoint to Nexus. I want to say this was like the first map in the series in which they lost it. I have to check it. So there's kind of a lot here that's stacking against Tribe in a way to suggest that this might go to a game 5. Honestly, bias caster here, I kind of want the game 5. It would be pretty cool. I know it's 20 past 3 in the morning for us, mate, but it would be awesome to close out the day in a game 5. I'm sure Tribe fans out there wouldn't want to see it, but you know what? We damn well do. Hydra need to get this map win, though, to get there. Game 5 on the line. Tournament lives on the line. Can Hydra get it done?
Oh, I'm fine now, mate. The monster is well and truly kicked in. And I can say that because we're sponsored by them. Here we go. Let's get it. Into map number 4 we go. Rabalo will kick things off, and Tribe Gaming will be looking to try and close things out here. But Hydra was so impressive in that map number 1. But I just think if Tribe, if you would offer them heading into a map number 4 with a lead, they know they've minimum got 1 search and destroy that they have to potentially win. And the opportunity to win something in map number 4 is going to be presented to them as well. But Hydra with a really good start. 35 seconds remaining here at P1. Hydra in complete control.
A good start from Hydra. They're winning all the gunfights off the rip as well. Tribe Gaming now looking for something off the start of this game. I thought maybe T-Bag could kind of go through for the rotation towards New. He's even going to get cut down by Noisy. So as far as Hydra are concerned at the start of this hard point, doing a stellar job at early control. Use now looking for something as well. A couple of kills now. He's going to find them. Tribe starting to focus on that rotation towards New. They will overwhelm Fixo towards Lamborghini. Fabuloso now isolated. Has to wait for backup from the rest of the team, especially as Noisy goes down. No choice but to take the gunfights towards Lambo. He's going to get shut down. Tribe, they might well have lost the control over P1, but they do have control over P2 spawns.
And they make it count, though. I felt like they were constantly chasing their tail when we were on map number 1. Hydra can't get anywhere near it here, though, from this side of things on water, but on the other side, going up from the car park side, they may be able to get something going. But Tribe in control here, finding the kills, and it feels like they never really found themselves a good hill to find some good time. Never seen a good hold come through from Tribe in map number 1, and already this is a little bit better in map number 4. Walking down the garage here, holding it so far. 30 seconds to play for. Tribe in control.
Tribe winning all the gunfights again. Hydra spawning out towards the backline here. So if you're Tribe, you know exactly where they're going to be spawning. Hydra quickly faced with a bit of a problem here. Do you go in towards this time, or do you rotate towards New? They're going for the former of those 2 options here. They might well regret it because they're going right into the blender every single gunfight. Besides the last player will go Tribe's way. Use produces a double here that will give Hydra control, and they will get that scrap time. But again, at what cost? Because you effectively do give up rotation towards Tribe in this instance.
Better from Tribe. It's exactly what they needed. Fixo and Co going to try and have to push through from the backside. Disney going to spot T-Bag, but oh my goodness me, you can't make a mistake when someone's got an R9 because he will punish. Tribe eventually will get some sort of control off the back of that, but Fixo finds one towards the backside, and yeah, okay, was it maybe a little bit overzealous to find that push? Envy now can just hold this down with the claw. It's just an impossible push to try and find. Washi finds 2. Big investment coming in here from Tribe, but a couple of kills going to go on the other side of things for Hydra. Still finding them here as well, Brody. And as mentioned, decent amount of investment here from Tribe. You need to make sure you're finding a lot. You can't find much more, though. You're all dead.
Hydra now in control for the back 20 seconds here. Tribe, I don't even really know if you bother for this, to be honest with you. Envy's still going for it. He spawned pretty close, so why not? Noisy with the claw will take him down. So Hydra will be able to get the scrap time away from Tribe. Looking over towards New there. Tribe should be the first team to touch. Ravallo and Teabag already opening things up with the first couple of kills here. Fixo and Use, can they get anything done though? They're going up against the equalizers from Vague, and that's a big ask when Vague has those weapons in his hand. Tribe will be the first to touch over by Newt. They're going to have a lot to face up on both sides of this hard point though. Can they deal with it as investment comes through from Hydra?
Yeah, the investment has to be made and used very, very well. Has been so far. Equalizers are out, plenty of time remaining here, and look at all those kills starting to rain on through now for the side of Hydra. If you can find anything back here for Tribe, you would be taking every single part of that bonus you can. A bit of a split here, which might cause some confusion for both two teams, but Hydra are the ones in control, so they're the ones that need to make sure they're looking in a couple of different directions, working out so far. Teabag can only find one. Good hold from Hydra so far. Definitely feels like, though, with 20 seconds remaining on the first rotation, Tribe are here to play in this hard point. Not like they were so far on the back foot almost immediately on Apocalypse. They have been here. They are still here over towards P4 as the final rotation will come to a close in about 10 seconds. Tribe Gaming around 20 or 30 points behind Hydra with a really good first rotation. I'm looking over towards P2 here for Tribe again. You found some good time there, but the rest of it, not a lot to write home about.
Yeah, this game is certainly closer, I would say, between both of these two teams, though, than what we saw back in the first set. Of course, back in Apocalypse, right, where Hydra had a convincing lead going into the second. This time around, Tribe feel like they're being more competitive. They're being much more back and forth with Hydra. See where all that continues, though, as we go further on towards this one. Hydra got a wealth of time off P1 on the last set. They're looking to do the same thing once again, but up top, the power positions are being controlled by Tribe. They're ensuring that Hydra do not get dominant control over P1. Teabag will double up, and now Tribe in a position here to try and get the back 30 seconds away. They're also on the right side for the rotation towards P2. Hydra, they want to break back through.
Okay, try and find it. Can't get there. Really good cover coming in from Envy. Hydra still keeping that 30-point lead that they head round over towards the back end of P4. But look at these kills now starting to all come through. But look at the spawns. Going to work out here for the side of Hydra. They'll be there for the P2 side, but they are leaking time over towards P1. An opportunity now for them to try and hold down over towards the garage. They will find the first kill, but there you go. The Predator missile used very, very effectively. Next wave of kills are massively important. Teabag, there is absolutely no shot you win this gunfight. Now they have control here. Tribe over towards P2, but not the same kind of control they did the first time around. Let's see if they can hold it.
Saucy opening things up with kills here with the War Machine. It's 3 in a row for Saucy, and you can just keep on firing those pellets in towards the stairwell. Tribe have no choice now but to move towards a different area of effect, and Saucy is there ready to deal with it. That's 4 now for Saucy. Saucy going to get number 5 in a row. The War Machine sometimes just does that. Looks even better in the hands of Saucy, though. Hydra now looking for dominant control over this hard point. Predator missile going to come down from the heavens. Don't think it's actually going to get anything, though. Hydra going to have to get this one done towards the hill. Washi will find a couple here with the Annihilator, and is he still done? Fabuloso going to take him down. Tribe off the back of his play will be able to get in towards this time, but it is still 15 seconds of both of these teams we're fighting for.
Tribe will fight for it and will get it. Close spawn's going to come in here from Hydra as well, so it's about the foot race across the map. Big fight probably over towards the lobby side. You are going to get that scrap time, though. I don't think you're going to fight over it if you are Hydra. You're setting yourselves up over towards fences. Spawn over towards New now coming in from Tribe. Heading into this rotation of hills, it was a 30-point lead for Hydra. That's been cut down to 20 after an okay hold from Tribe over towards P2. But they need to try and find a break. Last time around, it was Tribe here first. They couldn't hold it down. Can they do what their opponents did to them? That's an equalizer for very, very little. Fixo will just find one. And all of a sudden, is this Tribe starting to close the net? Hydra getting some good time.
Hydra just about holding on to their lead for now. Tribe now looking for the back 35 seconds here. Raballo and Vague going to get it done. Now looking to move forward, utilizing the coverage of the smoke is going to be Vague to get in behind enemy lines. Now going to activate himself for the kills on towards Saucy, and Fixo will not find more than that, though. Noisy gets past him towards the hill. Now causing problems is going to be Use. Hydra looking for the back 15 seconds here. Use going to double up. Envy dropping down for a double of his own. Tribe still fighting for this time. Envy can't produce more than the 2 kills, though. That is a big ask even for him. So that is time that Hydra will be able to steal away. And again, it's important to note, this entire game thus far, Hydra have basically had that 40-point advantage that they built up from P1. Tribe have not been able to close that gap.
A good hold over towards the rock, though, and all of a sudden things do change. these 50 seconds would find themselves with a decent little lead. If they can manage to hold on to all of it, that would be something quite special. Tribe now, we're in control until you brought in that Predator missile. All of a sudden, everything being invested, it's always going to be about the investment here, and it works out again for Hydra. They break back so easily. And that might just be the straw that breaks the camel's back in this game. They're now in a fantastic position to close this one out. 30 seconds to play for here over towards P4. It'll put them in a commanding position if they hold on to every single one.
Yeah, they're winning all the gunfights as well. Preamble and Envy going to provide some kind of rebellion here for Tribe. Looking for the back 20 seconds. Nice nade from Vague. Nice R9 shot as well. Tribe managed to break in for the back 15. Hydra do not want to invest though too heavily in towards this one. You might want to start getting yourself some mid-map control for the final set here. They're still going for it, like, valuable 5 seconds. Again, that 40-point advantage still not breaking down between these two teams. And Hydra have been successful previously on P1. Investment early from Envy to try and get some topside control. We'll find a couple of kills for it. And now Tribe just looking for that map control we were talking about. Can they take this time away from Hydra? Noisy being an issue, but he's the only player from Hydra in that position. Tribe win the overwhelming majority of the gunfights. They now have control over P1.
They need this time. They absolutely need this time. Investment from T-Bag over towards the P1. They believe they can get some good amount of value out of it at this position. Saucy's going to be able to answer back. Looking over towards the operators that are going to be available. 30 seconds time. This rotation over towards P2 is going to be massive. Right now, Tribe Gaming in a position where they have a little bit more to use. Vague's going to find 3 of absolutely nothing. Can he find anything else? Not quite. And we will get shut down. 15 seconds to play for here. It's about the rotation over towards P2 now for both these two teams. Hydra will eventually start to break something down over towards P1. But can Tribe hold it down? Last time, didn't manage to do it. First time around, they did. Can they do that again?
Tribe looking for it this time. They've got the numbers inside the hard point. Envy going to open things up for a couple of kills. If you're used now, you have to wait for your teammates. You can't just go super aggressive, and he's going to get cut down. Tribe now in a position where they can start to take this lead away from Hydra. All the kills going in their favor. Use the only one with anything to say whatsoever. Hydra starting to build up a push, not just through the front of this hill, but also for those back spawns. But almost every single gunfight is going Tribe's way. Investment now coming through from Vague. Those spawns will break in Hydra's favor. Fabuloso for a couple of kills. Vague now towards the stairwell. Will find one. Tribe still looking to hold on. Now Envy with a claw. What can he find? A couple of kills. Investment galore coming through from Tribe. And they're winning all the gunfights for it. It's a big kill for them, and it's going their way.
They need to turn around, though. They know that they could potentially be behind. Saucy's going to find 2. He's just going to find a way through. They didn't react. They started spawning over towards the car park side, and then all of a sudden did not turn around. Saucy can find another, and once again, is he the man who breaks it? Is he going to be able to do anything against absolutely everyone from Tribe who find a way through? But they had to find that break. They may well find a rotation as well. They're going to be the first ones over towards the fences. They're finding kills in the middle of the map. Tribe Gaming in a good position to turn this lead around.
Yeah, and the thing that might hurt Hydra here is the fact that they've invested not once but twice in towards P2 scrap time. Now they're looking to go late towards this hill. Coverage of the smoke will give them an in, but will they actually pick up the kills? Raballo's already picked up a couple here. What more can Raballo do in towards that time? He's going to get shut down. Hydra find the majority of these fights. 230 to 222. It's going to be Hydra in control.
And this is where they found a lot of their luck. 3 and 4 have really been their hills, and they are continuously locking this one down. Kills starting to come through from Tribe, and you just never really can get rid of the opposition on this one. It's going to be a contest fest. Who's going to basically come out on top of these fights? Tribe 25 away, Hydra only 12. Back and forth we go, still contested. This may well go over towards P4. Not if Noisy's got anything to do about it. He will find 2. Fabuloso will find another. Vig and Washing Nelly need to find a way through. They have to find these kills. Fabuloso just lying in the smoke. It's now about the rotation.
Yeah, you got to go. And right now you can see Hydra spawn up close towards Nu. They can give that time away to Tribe. Yes, at this stage of the game, it's a bit damning, but at the very least now you're going to have rotation in your favor. You have to win this first wave of gunfights. Players from Tribe approaching on all sides of the hard point. Fixo and Saucy winning gunfights. Hydra now should be the first team to touch it. How ready are they though?
Raballo, oh, he's a war machine out, and Saucy answers back with 2 and 3 of his own. Saucy calling game again. Washing Envy are here, though. Oh, Saucy kills himself. T-Bag's going to find one back. Tribe Gaming potentially find a route through here. Noisy, Fabuloso on side the point. Raballo, though, he's already broke 50. He's looking to try and maybe push towards that 60. The kill's starting to fall in the way of Tribe. This game still could go either way, but Saucy once again finds his way through.
Washi.
And it's only Washi. It's only Washi who can stop anything. How on earth is he found two? Is this game still going? How on earth have the Hydra not got... Eventually, my goodness me. I don't think I breathed for about 20 seconds. Oh my God. Hydra eventually closed that one out. Tribe Gaming, it was so close but so far. It will eventually go to a map number 5, but Tribe really did push it all the way. A fantastic map number 4. Map number 5 beckons.
Mate, a teabag towards the end. Like, I could see him in the smoke. He was just trying to play, like, super slow. Just did not want to give his position up whatsoever. Wanted to wait for his teammates to come up with the spawn, but could not do anything. And Hydra, once again, prove hardpoint kings here as they're able to take away the game from Tribe and force a game 5. Oh boy, what a series this has been. Look back at the game then, and we talked about it, right? I think throughout basically the entirety of the game, Hydra had kind of slowly built up this 40-point advantage or so that Tribe never really were able to kind of chip away out. They couldn't do anything about it. It was only really, I think, basically the penultimate hill of the game. Maybe I think it was like P2 right on the final set, where Tribe were like, look, this is the hard point. We're actually going to take the lead away. We're going to get control. It's the hard point where we've had the most success basically the entirety of the game so far. We had a contest fest on fences, pretty much as we always do. And then, of course, that final kill where Tribe, they really did try their hearts out to break Hydra. They just could not get it done.
Saucy is him when it comes down to last hills. Like, I mean, every single time. Let's have a look at the score. I mean, if you're a baller, you've dropped 52 and 37 for the L. That is a tough one. I mean, Hydra have been massively outside here. Surely. And Fixo went 30 and 50. I mean, that's just fundamentals. That's all it is.
I mean, we talked about it, right? We talked about it back in game number 1, where Hydra, it feels like, you know, in terms of rotations, Hydra seems to, for the most part, know exactly what they're doing. And albeit there were a couple of moments there, it felt like maybe they were being a little bit overzealous on scrap time. But beyond that, for the most part, Hydra are such a good team fundamentally on hardpoint, and it shows out in a situation like this where, yeah, it feels like they have been outslayed, but at the end of the day, that does not matter as they as the team that came out on top. So, Hydra, 2 hard points in this best of 5 mean that they're able to force a game 5 versus Tribe. We go to a search and destroy, and it has to be said that the only reason, from me at least, that they lost that game number 2, albeit, you know, we've got to give Tribe their props because they played that search and destroy and fire range phenomenally well, was because Hydra just played really indecisively in the second half of the search and destroy. They played slow. They were nowhere near as aggressive as they should have been. And if they change that coming into this game 5, which I know is a huge ask against a roster like Tribe, again, there is a world here where Tribe do not make worlds.
I mean, they'll be disappointed to have lost that map before. I did the quick maths whilst you were talking on it. It was a 31 kill outslay.
Okay, that's a lot. that's a lot.
But, I mean, look, if you're going to go irrelevant and we put Hardpoint to the side, you think about map number 2, and as you were mentioning, how the way that Hydra played it, you can't do that on Tunisia either. You have to make things happen on the attacking side. Tribe Gaming will be the first ones to be able to do that. They'll be offered the opportunity. How many rounds can they get, though?
All right, well, it's Tunisia. You know, this map's defensively sided, generally speaking. Hydra going to be starting things off on that side, and they're going to be playing slow to begin with. A pretty standard defensive setup. And Tribe also playing this one just as equally slow. There's that first engagement. Washi going to be responsible for it. It's Saucy down. Does that give them any credence as to where they want to take this bomb?
Utility coming over from both teams. Being used from Hydra to maybe find a little bit of information. Is the A push coming through? But I think the indication that it is B is very much there now, especially that MB has found use. Now this push can start to formulate just a little bit more. Vig over the top. Smoke is going to be there. Teabag was momentarily disconnected. He needs to get back in pretty sharpish as Noisy will find Vig. So that will slow things down. Hydra here in numbers. Huge.
Yeah, going to follow up with the kill on towards Teabag. Again, it will slow things up for Tribe here. Still not going to feel comfortable enough about B. They've also got to keep an eye on the flank. That's what
Seeing him.
Ballo is up to in the middle of the map, and there goes Raballo. Raballo going to get cut down, but kill coming through from Washi. So now a 2 versus 2. Now no longer worry about that mid map. You just need to get the bomb down and get the hell out. That's what they're going to do.
Just tightening the angle here if you're Washi. And then Vixo, trading glances more than blows, but the shots going in will not be enough to take him down, and Vixo will just re-rotate himself back through that way. Washi's got this covered. This should be a kill. Oh my, as soon as he zooms out. Cut timing, if you've ever seen it. Second time of asking, though, of course, is going to get the job done. Now through the middle of the map, you go. If you are Vixo and you really just needed to be there when your teammate was as well. At 19 seconds, how has he slipped the net? It doesn't matter. Washi will find him. And Tribe Gamer will find the first round. That's an attacking round as well.
Big start from Tribe again to try and take these offensive rounds away from Hydra to penetrate the B site in the way that they did. Shout out to Washi. 4 kills in that opening round. Now, what does the look like here for Tribe? Slight change of pace. Bennett, they're playing this one slow, but they're looking to play this one a little bit more towards A. As are Hydra on the defense, it has to be said. Still just getting a feel for one another.
And again, for Hydra to sit and not be proactive is absolutely fine on defense. I'm really curious how their attack looks. It needs to be so much more fluid than it was on firing range. Expect Tribe to have a plan. Clearing out the corner over towards B, maybe just a little bit of bait. Don't think those nades connected. The old switcheroo, throw everything over towards B. Now have nothing to help you with A, but hopefully that distracted them. Spoiler, it didn't.
Here we go.
Or just fly out.
Big save for the first blood. Envy will trade things out. Noisy finding value. You take those trades all day long, though, if you're Tribe. You go 2 for 2 on the site, but now you have site control. And Washi also going to follow up with the kill on towards Saucy. It's the cherry on top of the cake. Bomb down now. You've just located one of the players, I believe, at the very least. You've seen Fabuloso, and Fabuloso is also going to whiff the shot. So now if you're Fabuloso, you are reliant on you going to find some kind of value for your winery.
Wasn't an easy shot for Fabuloso, but it was one he probably had to hit. Now all of a sudden it makes it very, very difficult. Fabuloso just left all on his own. Usage just going to come straight out the top, and my goodness, how has he found 2? 19 seconds remaining. This becomes very plausible, very doable for Houston. Now is he going to have the opportunity? Envy closes their gap. The pistol shots are good. 2-0 for Tribe now, but not without its stressful moment. Now it's for Hydra. That was a winnable one. My goodness, you nearly find it.
Man, I think just the fact he doesn't know where that last remaining player is, if he has any knowledge as to where the third and final player is, that round might well have been used. But alas, it's not. Hydra now 2-0 down. Raballo starting strong. Vega also going to follow up with another kill. This has been a phenomenal start to this search and destroy for Tribe. It's the decisive play that they're known for. And they get the bomb down just as quickly as they enter onto the site. Hydra have to retake. This is so difficult to do.
It's all very well being strong at the hard point, but they need to step it up here in the search and destroy. Map number 5. T-Bag's going to find a great shot on the Noisy, and this now just became from implausible to impossible. T-Bag's got this angle covered. They ain't even challenging this, to be honest. Saucy will find one on the Raballo, though, but just not enough time. Saucy trying to make it work. He will find a second, as he so often does, but Tribe Gaming are running away with this one. That's 3 back-to-back-to-back attacking rounds for them.
And again, they've just been so good on them. Strategies have been different pretty much every single time. That one was an aggressive beat. Throwing Hydra for a loop. They just do not know how to respond. And they have been more convincing here on the defense towards A. Instead of having a player in the middle of the map, I was going to say, Saucy has reinforced that A hit. Now they kind of wish that he was here because Vega's just flown down towards side, causing all sorts of havoc as Vega. 2 kills. Again, he does make it look so easy, doesn't he? Bomb site now in control for Tribe.
Just far too easy. That was a shot you would have thought Washi would have hit, but of course the second time of asking and he ain't missing. Now Hydra, they worked so hard to get themselves to a map number 5, and they are just flailing. That one's done as easily as it was opened. Can't let that happen. They're just flowing onto the site like water. It's ridiculous. Tribe Gaming, 4 to the good here.
And this is a totally different story to the previous Search and Destroy, right? Where Hydra, again, they didn't really feel like they were being decisive. This time around, Tribe are absolutely being decisive. Saucy runs right out into open traffic, and Washi runs him down. Hydra 1 man down, and Washi is just taking pot shots through the wall, hoping for the best. Hydra here. I mean, what do? You're stuck, and you have no choice still in this instance but to split your players between both sides. You don't know where this bomb is going.
I don't think it's mattered where the bomb has been going so far, has it? Tribe Gaming are having their way. Not this time, though. Might as well find one. Envy just answers back immediately. Still, the numbers in the shots are very much there with Tribe. Envy, the centering is disgusting. Big will find another, and as soon as they just sniff an advantage, they try to run away with it. It's a 3 versus 1. You snap. Will be coming from an angle they will undoubtedly expect. They've got somebody covering off towards the spawn, and it's just such a difficult scenario now for Just. It's around that he will feel they probably need to find, and he's got a 1v3 to try and do it in.
You have to time it. You have to win this, and you're not even going to get the first fight. Rabalo's going to take you down before you've got a chance. Tribe are flawless in this Search and Destroy right now. On offense, Hydra have nothing. We're 2 rounds away from Tribe pulling off an LG, which is really ironic given the players in the lobby. Oh boy. Hydra have to find something. I mean, you just do something different. You've given the same look on defense. What is it, 3 or 4 rounds now straight? Something needs to change from Hydra.
Tribe now putting the feelers out once again, scouting out exactly what Hydra have been doing, and well, it doesn't seem to matter what they've been doing. Tribe are very much running away with this one. Considering how good the maps have been over the last 4, it will be a pity for both teams if this one was to end in this one-sided fashion. Smoke didn't quite make it through the window, but irrelevant. Was it enough of a distraction? It seems that way. You can see already Saucy, Fabuloso were tempted to head over, but all of a sudden they have changed their minds, and rightfully so. Tribe are hearing numbers over towards B.
And again, first blood. Oh boy. Fabuloso will trade things out. Envy going to bring this down to a 3 versus 3, though. You take that if you're Tribe all day long. And you still haven't put all your eggs in one basket. You've still got Tribe towards the middle of the map. If he catches Fixo, it's to the end of the world. But Fixo is going to take T-Bag down for the first time in this Search and Destroy. It does really feel like Tribe are at a disadvantage. And they're immediately going to try and flip this round on its head by making a fast rotation towards A.
What's the plan? Well, the plan is to get over towards A, and you aren't going to get that bomb down. I think they'll just about have time. First one through the front door is probably going to see the bullet of Washi. Yeah, he is. Saucy gets taken down 2 versus 2 now on Washi. He has them in their sights. Do you dare challenge this again? And now Envy. The actual question, though, did they know that both players were there from the side of Hydra? Because if they did, this would be so much easier, but they may well have just seen one because of the positioning that they brought up. This 2v2 is still difficult now for both these two squads. Hydra waiting for their moment to find the push. They need to do it in the next 20 seconds.
You gotta go. You gotta stop being scared. You have to do it now. Fixo, here we go. Noisy is actually going to get the gunfight on the other side. Washi will find him, though, for the trade. Washi will double up. And a situation in which Tribe might finally lose a round. Even that, they will not give away. 6-0. A flawless offense from Tribe. You've never seen the like. Hydra, I mean, you have to full sail this SnD right now.
It'll be a monumental comeback. It's bigger than full sail. Full sail was when you played a 6, and well, we're playing a 7. Saucy can open things up. Oh, and my goodness me, is your attack just maybe as good? This is ridiculous from Saucy. Fine, I'll do it myself comes to mind, but Vega's there to answer back. Washi will find one of his own. Washi will find a second. He can do it too. Fixo can't do a goddamn thing. Washi, if you would have hit that. Eustace left in a 1v1 against Teabag. Teabag has seen him. And Eustace will get away. Hydra may well live to fight maybe just another minute or so, but they survive nonetheless. Teabag's on his way. Eustace will potentially not even get this down. Teabag will check this. This should be the game. It is a flawless 7-0 to close out the series in a 3-2 fashion. Tribe are heading towards challenge finals. A dominant map number 5 win. That was ridiculous.
I think Tribe has just given Hydra full-on colonoscopies, mate. That is insane. 7-0 in the Search and Destroy. What did we just see? What an anticlimactic finish to what was otherwise an insane best of 5. Fair play to Hydra in the hard points. We'll talk about that in just a second. But this Search and Destroy from Tribe is about as perfect as you could possibly ask for. Feels a little bit like redemption for some of the players on the roster, albeit it's a very different opponent. They're the ones to pull off the LG this time around. 7-0. Just a phenomenal performance all around. And just the way in which they're able to get on towards the site. I will say this much. Hydra didn't really change anything. And so I think as the Search and Destroy, as these defensive rounds, went on, Tribe kind of felt like more and more they knew exactly what they needed to do. But still, man, I'm gobsmacked, honestly. I don't know what to say. That is an insane Search and Destroy performance out of Tribe.
And I think just something to point to, like, you look at something like 3 and 4 from Teabag, 3 and 5 are a ball. Yeah, Vega and 5 nice. Yeah, 63 from it. 15 and 3 from Washi for a 7-0. There is MVP for performances, and then there is things like that. As standout as you could possibly want from Washi. Just not actually playable in that scenario. Drive Gamer will take it in 5 maps. Lauren, I'm happy with these map number 5s. I'm happy we get these series going the distance, but give me something back the other team when we get there, man. Come on.
It took Tribe a little bit of time to warm up today. Oh. You know, to get to where they needed to be, which was the challenge finals, as Tribe Gaming are the 4th and final team who make their way through, knocking out Hydra, who put up a really strong fight against the Tribe squad. It was just not enough, as you all saw in that final SnD. Definitely some good takeaways for Tribe as well that they could be working on now with the 2-week gap before we get into finals here, Brody.
Yeah, definitely. I think just takeaways from both rosters, really. I think for Hydra, obviously, you're done. You know, your season's over. See you in 2025. You got a lot to learn from. Hardpoint's great. Positives. For Tribe, on the other hand, I'm happy they're through, because now we're going to get to see Tribe versus Nexus. I think the first match should be Tribe versus Status Quo of playoffs, which is going to be sick. I can't wait for that matchup. But still, the gameplay is not as solid as I would like it to be. You saw it there in that Search and Destroy. It's a solid performance, 7-0. Your hard points, I think you need to work on that to make sure that you're getting your rotations down to it. I mean, they know this. They're going to be putting in a lot of VOD effort, I think, before playoffs, before they face up against Status Quo. But if they play the way they are right now versus Status Quo, I don't know if I'd give Tribe the edge in the series. They got a lot to work on.
Yeah, the hard points need to be a lot better. I mean, there were so many different moments you would have expected a little bit more, but we didn't get to see it. And yeah, they need to be a lot stronger on the hard points, because I mean, the control and the Search and Destroy look fantastic, Lauren, so that's fine, but hard point needs to be better.
Well, it was a really surprisingly long day for only having 2 matches. All of our teams made sure they put up an epic fight to try and claim that last spot. But in the end, only 2 teams could get it done. Whereas Esports and Tribe making sure they were continuing on in the competition, which now means the regular portion of our season is done. NA is done and dusted. We'll be looking forward to our finals, which means if you want to keep up with any of the action that we've got coming up around the corner, whether that's the finals for North America or that's World Championship 2024 in the fall, follow us on social social media. X, Insta, and Facebook is a place you could head to for all of the updates related to the Snapdragon Pro Series. That way you won't miss a single second of any of the action that we've got going on here, as well as joining our Discord at discord.gg/Snapdragon Pro Series to join our community, talk all things Call of Duty Mobile, and of course, continue getting all of those updates. I hope everybody at home enjoyed how all of that went, because that was a banger of a day, like we thought it was going to be. At the end of it, the top 4 teams in our region have now all claimed their spots in the challenge finals. And if you missed who that was last time around, we heard the boys talking about it already. Status Quo and Nexus from last week are now joined by Oris Esports and Tribe Gaming, which means the next step of the competition is finals. They've got 2 weeks to prepare for that. Enough time to do some VOD review, really nail down any last minute mistakes, and bring some action. So make sure you all tune back in then to see how all of it plays out and to see who will be making their way forward to the next step of the competition, that global international stage that all of our teams are battling it out to make their way to. As always, a huge thank you to Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy, Monster Energy, DHL, and the US Air Force for helping us make this whole thing possible. And thank you to all of you at home for watching. We'll see you in the finals.
Looks like the players are ready. Here we go!
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Monster Energy, DHL, and the United States Air Force.